Citi FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
This is Citi 97.3.
Beautiful testimonies, signs and wonders all around me. I'll be swimming in abundance. I decree and I declare this over my life. Say, everybody say, this will be full of testimonies, signs and wonders all around me. I'll be swimming in abundance. I decree and I declare this over my life. That you spoke, I'm gonna live it.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show, rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This over my life. Yeah. Everybody this year will be full of testimonies. Signs and wonders all around me. I'll be swimming in abundance. I decree and I declare this over my life. If you believe one more time, raise it up. Just say this year will be full of testimonies. Signs and wonders all around me. I'll be swimming in abundance. I decree and I declare this over my life. If you believe God has done it, raise your hand with me and dance. Let's go. 1, 2, hey! One more time. One more time, say. This year will be full of testimonies, signs and wonders all around. You'll be swimming in abundance. You decree and declare it's over your life. Yeah.
Oh yes, 31 after 6 on a Friday morning.
I receive every word you've spoken. I receive every prophecy.
It's July 31, the last day in the 7th month in the year of the Lord 2026.
Every good word from the Lord.
This is 97.3 Citi FM. It's a beautiful song to start the day with. It's the second time we'll play this song this week. It should tell you that this year we really are not going to end the way we started. Things are going to get better, and we are sharing this with you. We are trusting that the year will not end for you the way it started. Things are going to get better. Your health will improve. Your family will be better. Your outcomes will be great. Whatever matters to you will turn out well. Now that's where I want to tell you about growth. You know, in order for the year to end better for you, you need to even know where it started, how it started. Many of us just go through the days. But it's important to ask yourself every day, every week, every month, am I growing at my work? Am I growing in my relationships? Am I delivering better value for my clients, for my employers? Am I taking better care of myself? And am I taking good care of my inner man? You know, growth is important. One way to grow is to keep the mirror in front of you. The mirror will reflect to you what exactly your situation is.
I agree with heaven every day I see us standing.
One free mirror you can get is feedback from your clients, feedback from your colleagues, feedback from your employers, feedback from yourself. The way I spoke to this woman, is there a way I could have done better? Am I delivering better on this job since I took over, since I started, since I got this job? You need to be, asking yourself these questions and fine-tuning the little details, because it is those little details that makes the difference. But I know many are allergic to feedback. They don't like to be told how they are doing. But if you would embrace feedback, trust me, you will grow with time. So give yourself some time and learn to take feedback and learn to have in mind that you have to grow your values, grow your reading, grow your inner man. Business Sense this morning is brought to you by Avle. Going green is not just about saving the planet, it can save your real money. Install solar panels and cut down your power costs. Get an electric vehicle and reduce what you spend getting around. Switch to energy efficient equipment, lower the cost of running your home or business. And the best part, Avle Bank can help you finance all of it. The Avle Green Finance Loan gives you what you need to make it happen. Walk into any Avle branch, ask about the Avle Green Finance Loan today. Say yes to a greener tomorrow. Terms and conditions apply. Avle Bank reminds you to shine your eye to avoid being scammed. Your story matters. Avle. We'll bring you the news review in a bit.
I agree with heaven every day I see us standing. I agree with heaven every day I see us standing.
We'll bring you the news review in a bit. That's brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Your salary deserves better. So switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy amazing benefits from lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. It's time to switch and smile wider with Fidelity Bank. To learn more, please call 0800 003355. Fidelity Bank GH is our social. Visit us. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. 3556. Francisca Kakafos and Samuel Attah-Mensah in the studio. Ladies, gentlemen, it's a Friday. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Buenos
Good morning.
dias.
Buenos dias, señorita.
Bien, qué bien.
¿Qué hace?
We do.
Ahora tú hablas muy bien.
Ajá, tú hablas muy
Tú
bien.
hablas español muy bien.
Oh, te de oro codo.
O Spanish can you?
Oh, I fancy I can't man, me pede me can't man so na denye boy atase.
You heard that? I'm zero.
I lost. Yeah, please, I need help with Nzima. So if you are there, you are a pro. Come on and help me.
I could also do with
Yeah.
some Ga, I never
Oh,
could.
do you speak Ghana?
Hey,
No.
I
Kepe.
understand few.
Oh,
I understand
oh,
small, but
Ina, few.
Obiye ni.
no shishi.
Onu shishin. Ibrahim. Ona Ibrahim. Hey, Aze, atadan.
Nyamina do me
Bibi ala bokwa.
Bibi aboko mam so mesia ganga.
Banana yerbe nu.
Banana yerbe shasi. I know where the banana is coming from.
Sorry, guys. Let's get into it.
Okay,
people.
so I'm going to start with the Daily Guide newspaper.
Sure.
And front page stories. Court of Appeal frees Sedina Tamaklo. That's the big story on the paper. Other stories. Ajwa Safo Barry's father. 93 million Ghana cedi down the drain. Also, Wuntumi appeals unreasonable conviction. Government backs 5-year presidential term, 35 years age limit, and also cyber fraud ring busted, 17 arrested.
Right.
Let me take you to the Chronicle newspaper front page this morning. An injunction on Apostle Safo's funeral. Ajwa Safo rolls the dice. That is on the front page. An uproar over Sedina's acquittal, AG to appeal. And Valco not for sale needs $700 million to read-to. That is coming in from Emmanuel Ama Kofi Boa.
Right.
Let's go to the Inquisitor and front page stories. Dealing with corruption, Supreme Court clears OSP power to prosecute. Also, playback how Canada-based Ghanaian minors were awarded scholarship in 2025. Other stories, over 6,000 security services applicants tested positive of hard drugs. That's according to NACOC. And grassroots movement backs Opon Fosu for NDC chairman.
The Informer newspaper this morning, they also captured the NACOC story. NACOC proposes mandatory drug testing for schools and workplaces. And Supreme Court backs OSP's independence, says it can prosecute and discontinue cases. Quit party post or lose your job. GTech wants tertiary institution heads. And leverage PPP to finance infrastructure projects. Coming in from economist Professor Godfred Bobkin.
To the Herald now, and the front page stories. 3 judges shred ex-Maslog boss's 10-year conviction, expose flaws in Damis prosecution, but Ayene heads to Supreme Court. Also, Mahama to finally appoint new defense environment ministers in cabinet reshuffle a year after mourning helicopter victims. Ex-Tor MD bribery trial to reveal names, emails, and bank records. Also on the front page of the Herald, Minister laments Valco's desperate situation but denies sale. And Gabonese president honors former President Rawlings with wreath at military cemetery.
The Daily Searchlight newspaper front page, performing to an angry public, AG claims to block Sedina Tamaklo acquittal and discharge. Meanwhile, NPP challenges acquittal of Sedina Tamaklo Ationu, demands Wuntumi discharge. And road tolls back, Parliament approves return of road tolls through electronic PPP system. And parents have been urged to take keen interest in their children's school selection process.
Final paper for me, the News Center. Big story on the front page. Government makes mockery of CRC report, rejects major reforms aimed at creating stronger safeguards against political interference. Also, government backs power grab constitutional reforms. Star Oil collects 1.81 billion Ghana cedis in fuel taxes in 6 months. And other stories on the front page of the News Center. Sedina's acquittal, a travesty of justice. That's according to the NPP. And GBC paid 57 and 30,000 euros for undelivered African Games training.
Right.
Talking about CRC reforms, the Ghanaian Point front page also captures government backs proposal to extend presidential and parliamentary terms to 5 years. And anti-LGBTQ bill to be passed today before recess. Speaker of Parliament Bagbeng assures Chief Imam. And Vice President calls for urgent pension reforms to guarantee dignified retirement for African workers. And ECG records 2.5 billion Ghana cedis loss, unable to pay dividend for 2025.
Right, let me take you online. CityNewsroom.com, a very troubling one. Only 7,000 of Ghana's 125,000 schools have toilet facilities. This is according to the Public Accounts Committee. Ghana spent 36 billion cedis importing chicken, rice, and sugar in 2020. 2025. Now, the local government chamber is saying elected MMDCs won't face presidential interference. All these on citynewsroom.com. And Ghana's cocoa production expected to fall 16% next season. And macroeconomic stability alone is not economic transformation. This is Professor Godfred Alufa Bokpin here. Freddie Blake questions silence on indemnity clause. This is with respect to the constitution review. And the government has announced activities to mark the first anniversary of the 2025 helicopter crash. We had more details on the breakfast news earlier. 5-year presidential term won't improve governance. Asante Otri is speaking here. The AG files stay of execution against Sedina Tamaklo's appeal ruling. If you go to channel1newsonline.com, it says it this way, that Sedina Tamaklo is my friend, but accountability must prevail. This is the AG speaking, but appeal is about accountability. That's the exact wording. South Africa retains position as Ghana's largest export market in Africa. And open primaries for all members unrealistic. This is Freddie Wasumewu Blame. Dr. Asante Otri speaks on the dual citizen matter. He says they should not hold key public offices. We heard the AG speak on the matter yesterday. Fuel prices set for sharp rise from August 1 as crude oil surge, CD weakness bites, and there's a requiem mass held for Ambassador Baho that is also here. And if you go to the High Street Journal this morning, if you are seeking an SME loan, they have put together all the banks with the cheapest SME credit in Ghana. This is the High Street Journal. So find out, go there and check out more. If you go to the BBC, Trump says agreements reached for complete disarmament of Hamas. Hamas has yet to respond. Kaka, where do you want to start from this morning?
I want to start from the big story from yesterday, Sedina Tamaklo. 93, so this is a daily guide. 93 million Ghana cedis down the drain. Court of Appeal free Sedina Tamaklo. Story by Jibril Abdul Razak reads: the nation was divided yesterday when the Court of Appeal acquitted and discharged former Chief Executive Officer of Microfinance and Small Loan Center Maslock Sedina Tamaklo Ationu, setting aside the 10 years jail term handed her for stealing and causing 93 million Ghana cedi financial loss to the state. The court, in its 94-page judgment on an appeal filed by the ex-John Mahama appointee, held that the prosecution failed to lay sufficient evidence in proving the charges leveled against her. The court further, without mincing words, criticized their colleague judge, Justice Ifiasewa Saribotri, then High Court judge, for the way the case was handled, stating that she shifted the burden of proof onto the accused rather than the prosecution as the law demands. Let me just jump to the appeal. The paper writes here, lawyers filed an appeal arguing that her conviction and sentence for offences including conspiracy to stealing, causing financial loss to the state, improper payment of public funds, money laundering, among others, is unreasonable and cannot be supported, having regard to the evidence on record. A 3-member panel of the Court of Appeal, Justices Emmanuel Ankama presiding, Samuel Obeng Diewo and Emmanuel Senyo Amedahe, in their decision agreed with Tamaklo Ationu's lawyer that the charges leveled against her are, quote, incurably deficient, as they omit an indispensable ingredient in that offense.
Well, the AG says that there's going to be an appeal, and he says Sedina is his friend, but the appeal is about accountability. William now writes on channel1newsonline.com, Minister of Justice and Attorney General Dr. Dominic Ayine has defended the decision by his office to appeal a Court of Appeal ruling that acquitted former Chief Executive. You know that background. So the Court of Appeal unanimously turned the conviction again. You know that. Now, speaking on Thursday, July 30, 2026, after presenting the government's white paper on the recommendations of the Constitutional Review Commission, Dr. Ayine said he had not yet read the full judgment of the Court of Appeal and could therefore not comment on the substance of the ruling. ruling. However, the Attorney General maintained that he had taken a professional decision to challenge the ruling and that the matter would proceed to the Supreme Court. Quote, I took the professional decision and I stand by it in principle that the appeals should be opposed. Where it matters, it says, I inherited the docket, I inherited the extradition request, but government is a continuum. I reviewed the documents and worked on it, and then he goes on to say that the personality involved is his friend, but accountability must happen. If you go to my Joy Online, the other reaction to this particular story, Phyllis Kwachiofosu, government communications minister, says that government did not influence Sedin Attah-Mensah's acquittal. So that's here. He spoke on Asempe's Ekosi, saying when he said the stance of government on this issue has been expressed by the Attorney General in court. One of the things we need to learn in this country is that we need to be patient in the analysis of things that come out. Basically, dissociating government from the acquittal.
Meanwhile, MPP is challenging the acquittal of Sedin Attah-Mensah. The Court of Appeals decision to acquit and discharge former Maslog CEO Sedin Attah-Mensah has triggered major political and legal confrontation with the New Patriotic Party, accusing the ruling of undermining the fight against corruption and raising concerns about the credibility of the justice system. Now, they said that through a statement signed by the party's general secretary.
I'm just confused a little. Is she Sedinam or Sedina?
Sedina.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
sure.
And the Daily Guide has a humorous cartoon with somebody that appears to be locked up saying it is possible if Tamaklo is free, so shall Homer. I cannot read it. Okay, let's get Daily Guide. Just get the Daily Guide.
You left us in suspense.
Okay, so let's talk about Adwoa Safo burying her father.
Yes.
Daily Guide is reporting that story.
Was it a funeral or was it a burial?
Let me give you the details. Prince Fifi York writes that thousands of mourners from across the country gathered at Gomoa Mpota in the central region yesterday to join former Dominic Kwabenya MP Sarah Adwoa Safo for the first session of the burial of her late father, Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. The atmosphere was one of grief mixed with celebration. Clad in red and black cloth, with the late apostle's image printed on it, mourners described the late apostle as a visionary, industrialist, and philanthropist whose good deeds touched lives across the country and beyond. Let me talk about the court injunction. And the paper writes that the funeral took place after an Accra High Court placed. A High Court in Accra placed a 10-day interim injunction on the funeral following an application filed by Adwoa Safo's brother, Nana Kwadwo Safo Akofena, over the burial of their late father on May 29th. So it's taking us back to do a recollection.
Yeah.
And so that's what this paper is
basically
reporting. But
okay.
I'm hoping that an elder from the family will sort of
prevail
pull
on
the
the
brakes
feuding
on what
side,
is happening,
honestly,
and bring some sanity, and because it's really bad for a man who had left such a legacy to see this happen after his death, and we're hoping that some wise elders will intervene. And calm the tensions.
Absolutely. Let me give you some headline. Akon, please come in with.
Yes, I was going to come in with quit party post or lose your job.
Okay.
GTEC is warning tertiary institution heads. Now, this is a story in the Informal newspaper News Desk report. The Ghana Tertiary Education Commission has directed senior officials of public tertiary institutions who hold executive positions in political parties to resign from those party roles or forfeit their public appointment. Now, the commission said public officers cannot simultaneously occupy leadership positions in political parties while serving in key public offices, warning that the practice undermines political neutrality, impartiality, and public confidence in Ghana's tertiary education system.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me take you to some CRC-based stories, some headlines we do, right? Yep. So government backs Supreme Court cap, fixed tenure for Chief Justice. This is channel1newsonline.com. Also, CRC report, government backs 5-year presidential term and lowers age to 35. And then also government-backed citizen-led constitutional amendment sets 10% threshold. Now, on the dual citizenship, there's some reaction to it. Dr. Asante says that dual citizens should not hold key public offices. Let me give you a few lines in that. Dr. Jonathan Asante, Executive Director of the African Institute of Strategic Studies, has criticized the government's decision to allow Ghanaians with dual citizenship to occupy certain public offices, arguing that individuals entrusted with key state responsibilities should owe exclusive allegiance to Ghana. He spoke on Eyewitness News last night, where he described the proposal as very wrong, insisting that public officials occupying sensitive positions should not hold the citizenship of another country while making decisions that shape Ghana's governance, security, and development. In fact, the AG was asked whether he had considered the possibility that we could, in giving dual citizens roles that are sensitive, you could be empowering a spy. And he had mentioned that he honestly didn't think about that.
Yeah. Because imagine a dual citizen holding a position like Minister of Defense. The person is also a dual citizen of US. You know what that can possibly turn out to be.
So it's a whole lot of things that it's open up to a lot of debates that we can look into.
Did you talk about the 5-year term?
Yes, that was here as well. So it's increased the. So let me get that for you.
I have that in the
Because I have
Ghanaian
it.
point.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, so Daily Guide is reporting on that story as well. And Ebenezer Amponsa says the government has accepted some of the key recommendations by the Constitutional Review Committee, CRC, including extending the tenure of the President and Parliament from 4 to 5 years. Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, who announced this yesterday at a press briefing to explain government's position paper on the Constitutional Review Committee report, said the proposal is intended to provide various governments more time to implement and evaluate their policies before the next election cycle. He indicated that the current 4-year electoral cycle does not provide government sufficient time to deliver on their programs, as the beginning and the end of each administration are characterized by transition and election-related activities, arguing that a 5-year term would create a more realistic time frame for policies to be implemented.
Right.
Quote, the government has accepted a recommendation to extend the term of office of the president from 4 years to 5 years, with the term of parliament extended to correspond with this, he emphasized. And details on page 6 of the Daily Guide.
well.
But you all know my views on democracy. This so-called
you think
democracy
it's not working,
reduced to a 4-year, now possibly 5-year election term. We won't see any development.
Yesterday, at the Distinguished Alumni Lecture, I'll give you that clip. His Lordship Justice Yoni Kulendi said he hears a lot of cynicism and pessimism among the young Ghanaians of today, that we should, he said, he used the word, basically we should shun the cynicism, and that every institution grows with time. So let's also use our abilities to build on what we have inherited. So it is possible that
I
it
mean,
can work.
I respect the views of my Lord Justice Kuledi, but I hold a different view.
Right.
I do not think that we necessarily inherited democracy. I think it's an imposition that we have carried
we
on.
chose it too at some point.
We need to review it, in as much as, yes, we can rebuild it.
We've been
My
refining
interpretation of rebuilding it sometimes means that if it's not working, just chuck it aside and create a system that
He
will
says
work.
institutions are slowly and diligently built, so we will get there.
Let me-
Tell me something
yes,
I come
let
before
me
I take
bring
you to
you,
schools that don't have toilets.
Talking about schools, there's troubling story yesterday. Jowulu crashed, 11 school children injured after tipper truck hits bus. Story The Ghanaian Point, page 2. 11 lower primary school children have been injured after a tipper truck crashed into a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter bus transporting them on the Jowulu-Accra Mall stretch in Accra. The children were reportedly returning from an excursion when the accident occurred on Thursday, July 30, 2026. Now, the Ghana National Fire Service, in a video shared on its Facebook page, confirmed that the crash involved a tipper truck and the school bus, with emergency personnel dispatched to the scene to provide assistance. And this morning, On the breakfast news,
Yeah.
Alex Kinati
Yeah.
mentioned to us that 10 are in stable condition and one is in quite a critical condition.
We wish them well, and hopefully the driver who caused this has been apprehended.
Yes, apprehended and assisted with investigations. That was also added.
So now only 7,000 of Ghana's 125,000 schools have toilet facilities.
Only 7,000.
Only 7,000 out of 125,000 schools. So it tells you something about the habits of people.
So
when
the
it
rest,
comes
where do
to,
they go?
Yeah, we'll find out. A member of the Public Accounts Committee and MP for Kpando, Sebastian Fred Day, has revealed that schools across Ghana are facing a staggering 94.5% deficit in toilet facilities, exposing millions of pupils to poor sanitation and unhealthy learning conditions. Now, speaking on the Parliament's PAC report following stakeholder engagements on sanitation in schools, they said only about 7,000 out of an estimated 125,000 school infrastructure projects across the country have toilet facilities. He attributed the situation to the failure to incorporate sanitation facilities into many school buildings constructed under the Ghana Education Service. According to him, the omission has continued to undermine hygiene standards in schools and negatively affect the welfare of students. They therefore called on the Ghana Education Service and Metropolitan Municipal and District Assemblies to strengthen collaboration to ensure that all future school infrastructure projects include adequate toilet. How do you build schools without toilets?
And who supervised those projects without toilet facilities in a school? And it was commissioned as a completed facility.
Well, good that you're talking about young people or school children, and also earlier we're talking about democracy. Here's an interesting story from the Herald that says Africa's Gen Z backs democracy but wants an African model that delivers.
Nice.
Details here: Africa's young people remain committed to democracy, but frustration over economic pressure and unresponsive leadership means a majority today rejects the idea that Western-style democracy offers the right model for the continent, according to the 2026 African Youth Survey. The latest African Youth Survey, commissioned by the Ichikowitz Family Foundation and conducted by PSB Insights, interviewed 4,901 young Africans aged 18 to 24 across 16 countries in March 2026. It is the largest edition yet of the recurring survey, which was launched in 2020 to give governments, businesses, civil society, and the media rigorous understanding, etc. The 2026 survey shows young Africans continue to support elections, free speech, equality before the law, and accountable government. But at the same time, they want a political system that is more rooted in African realities and more capable of delivering jobs, services, stability, and representation. It also exposes a direct challenge to Africa's older political class. 76% of the young people say leaders are out of touch with young people. 76% say there are too few young people in government.
It's true.
And 65% support age limits for presidents and prime ministers.
We like
The
it.
findings arrive after a wave of youth-led mobilizations across parts of the continent, with Gen Z protesters taking to the streets over taxation, corruption, cost of living, pressures, public services, and political accountability. It's an interesting read. I'll leave
We'll
it here.
find it. What paper is this?
This is the Herald, but just a quick one.
I wanted
from-
come to tell me about Speaker Bagbin,
Speaker Bagbin,
LGBTQ. Then you can have me.
I
out
wanted
as
to
well.
celebrate a
What's that?
Ghanaian. A
Okay.
Ghanaian choreographer, Endurance Grant, appears in teaser for Hollywood film Children of Blood and Bone.
This is
I think
good.
it's
Good
worth
one, good
just
one, good
mentioning.
Congratulations, Endurance
yeah, that
Grant.
Ghanaian dancer and choreographer Endurance Grant has featured in the first teaser materials for the upcoming Hollywood adaptation of
Endurance.
Tommy
I feel like
Adeyemi's. I'm now learning.
Yeah.
Tommy Adeyemi's best-selling fantasy novel, Children of Blood and Bone. The appearance has generated excitement among Ghanaian audiences, although details about her specific role in the production have not yet been disclosed. Images from the
Congratulations.
teaser show Endurance Grant alongside members of the cast and crew
That's it, that's
of
it.
the you.
Congratulations goes out to her. Now, Bagbing anti-LGBTQ bill to be passed today before recess. Bagbing has assured the chief imam. So that's what we are looking forward to. Story, the Ghanaian Point, page 3, quick highlight of that. Speaker of Parliament, Agbang Bagbing, has assured the national chief imam, Sheikh Osman Nuhu Sharabutu, that the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, popularly known as anti-LGBTQ bill, will be reconsidered and passed before Parliament goes on recess on Friday.
Thank you very much. The story of Ghana spending 36 billion importing chicken, rice, and sugar in 2025 is on citynewsroom.com. I'm sure you get more details on the business news as well. Thank you, Kaka and Samuel.
Hey, Andrea, challenge these days, new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life.
Hey.
I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank, and that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better, Pa. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I day aside, Fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Nachele Nete Ajaho is here with business news. Nachele, good morning.
Good morning, and you're welcome to the Friday edition of the City Business News. Is brought to you by MTN, Valex Lease, EcoBank, and Gold Good Energy. Let's get straight to our stories now. And the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies has warned that sustained increases in global crude oil prices could trigger further hikes in fuel prices at the pumps, stressing that OMCs have no choice but to pass on higher costs to consumers. Speaking on the recent surge in international prices, CEO of Comac said the crude oil prices could rise from around $80 per barrel to $100 per barrel within 2 weeks. According to him, consumers should expect changes in fuel prices from the next pricing window if the upward trend in global oil markets persists.
Crude oil prices moving from 80 to 100 within 2 weeks, affecting the Platts prices and ICE prices for the product itself. Therefore, at the pumps, we have to see changes from the first. I wish these changes hadn't happened within a window. But I always say it, we've been taken for granted as oil marketing companies for long, and that's what had to happen. No government controls international benchmark prices, so it's not the doing of any government. So no blame games. What the government can do, we've seen what they did. Probably, again, we've said it many times, but it never happened, but we keep on saying it. There's a time that probably the energy sector levy will be removed or be taken away for consumers to benefit. So whether the Minister of Finance will take it or not, that's the government's cup of tea. We are going to transfer every single cost to the consumer.
That was the CEO of the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, Dr. Riverson Opong. Now, the cost of several key construction materials have declined per the Construction and Small Business Inputs Basket of the Channel 1 TV Market Price Barometer. Prices for cement, iron rods, paint, and plywood all fell during the period, signaling a moderation in building input costs after months of elevated prices. Here's more in this report.
The most notable declines were recorded in cement prices. A 50-kilogram bag of locally produced 32.5 R cement fell from 105 Ghana cedis in June to 96 Ghana cedis in July, while 42.5 R cement declined from 115 Ghana cedis to 109 Ghana cedis per bag. Iron rods also recorded a substantial decline. The average price per ton dropped from 7,700 Ghana cedis to 7,050 Ghana cedis, providing some relief for builders. Not all construction inputs experienced price changes. The cost of rough sand remained unchanged at 2,700 Ghana cedis per double axle load, while smooth sand held steady at 3,500 Ghana cedis. Paint prices also eased during the period under review. A 4.5-litre bucket declined from 77 Ghana cedis to 74 Ghana cedis. Plywood followed a similar trend, with prices falling modestly from 104 Ghana cedis to 100 Ghana cedis per sheet. Nails were the exception. The price increased from 30 Ghana cedis to 32 Ghana cedis per kilogram. The latest prices suggest that while manufacturers are easing prices for some building materials, retail market dynamics continue to play a decisive role in determining what consumers finally pay.
That was data compiled by the Channel 1 TV Research Desk under the Channel 1 Market Price Barometer, tracking price movements across Accra. And now on the interbank market, the dollar is going for 11 cedis 65 pesos, the pound for 15 cedis 48 pesos, and the euro for 13 cedis 26 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the City Business News. It was brought to you by MTN, Valex Lease, EcoBank, and Gold Good Energy. I am Netali Nete Ajawo. Have a good business day.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Original the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Introducing Ghana's leading pay-as-you-copy photocopier leasing company. Lease an A4, A3, heavy-duty or production machine and pay for only the copies made or design your own payment plan. Simple and tietia. That's not all. Incredibly, toners, repairs, maintenance, follow-me printing, centralized tracking all come free of charge. Remember, financial prudence is the name of the game. Folks, forget about the expensive gimmicks and be smart. Join the hundreds of satisfied clients across all the 16 regions and every sector of the economy and save over 60% of your printing costs. Visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244 644048. Be prudent and lease a copier. Terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Your home could be anything you want it to be. It could be a stadium.
It's just 12 yards out. He shoots.
Oh!
Yes!
What a
try! It's a goal.
Or a gaming arena.
Yes! Let's go!
Sometimes a classroom.
Madam, please, I don't understand.
All right, let's go over it again. Which part don't you understand?
The whole show.
Or it could be an office.
How many orders are ready? Okay, send them to East Legon first.
Or even a research center.
Daddy, what is the Big Bang Theory?
Wait, let me ask ChatGPT.
You can make your home anything you want it to be, because no matter the experience you want at home, MTN Fiber will power it. Get unlimited internet up to 500 megabytes per second from as low as 299 Ghana cedis. Connect your home or business today. Visit the My MTN app or dial *5057# to check fiber availability and request now.
MTN.
The jamming never stops. The game never stops. The productivity never stops. The music never stops. At G&J, we keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. Your go-to for total energy solutions, making sure you work, thrive, and live life uninterrupted. Visit our website, gjtechghana.com, or call us on 0302-689-178 or 179 or 0202-222-220. G&J, your energy partner.
Enterprise Blue FM.
Enterprise Blue FM, the bus.
It's DJE on Enterprise Blue FM. Guys, after the heavy rains this week, we are looking for the calmest person in Ghana. Who's the most chill person you know right now? Let's go!
DJ, it has to be Mansa. Look, the flood entered her house and completely submerged her car. Next thing I see on her WhatsApp status, she's smiling and sipping tea on her balcony. Like me, I'll be crying, but she's totally relaxed. DJE, it's true. Mansa's home and car are destroyed, but this girl is not stressing at all. She just tells us everything is under control. Hey, Mansa, how?
Wow, Mansa, we need your secret too.
They say Entoa, but when unexpected floods strike, we've got you covered. At Enterprise Insurance, with over 100 years of experience, we say whether it's home, motor, travel, or insurance for your business, Entoa, if it happens, chill.
Enterprise, your advantage.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's 10 after 7. We have an exciting business edition for you this morning. You know, this year, part of the testimonies is that you drive a new car and it will not be home use that has plenty problems after you've driven it out of the garage. Yours will be tear rubber. And that ambition, that dream you have, we want to help you make it a reality. So this morning, the papacy himself will descend down the mountain and we'll be having a lot of conversations about the auto exhibition that is coming up shortly. So look forward to Business Edition this morning. But you know how money really moves in Ghana, right? Not only on payday, EcoBank knows this. So we help you connect to the people who matter most. EcoBank provides one seamless banking experience across 34 African countries. Our digital platforms instantly connect people, businesses, opportunities across the entire continent. So pay bills, transfer funds, manage your finances anytime, anywhere. Just download the EcoBank mobile app, dial star 770#. Use EcoBank online and our nationwide ATM. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. 29th June was when the major rains hit. The floods disturbed a lot of things. People are still reeling under that impact. But Mansa doesn't have to worry. She had the right insurance cover, which is Enterprise Insurance. You can also experience what Mansa is going through with an Enterprise Insurance. Let's change the narrative for you. Don't wait till the unexpected catches you off guard. Secure your home, your car, your travel and business with innovative insurance solutions from Enterprise Insurance. We are your advantage. Valex Lease Equip Limited is helping people lease multifunctional photocopiers which you can pay as you copy and print or design your own payment plan. So don't spend a lot of money buying brand new photocopiers when you need that money for other important things. Lease an A4, A3 heavy duty MFP with sorter, stapler and finisher. Production machine with sorter, stapler and finisher. You will enjoy free toners, cartridges, free repairs, free maintenance, follow me printing, centralized monitoring of all staff and nationwide coverage. So forget about the unnecessary expensive gimmicks and save yourself over 60% on cost. 0244-644-048 valexlease.com. Valex Lease is a wholly Ghanaian owned company. T's and C's apply. Affordable document management solutions is what you get at Valex Lease. Picture this. You've finally gotten that chance with your long-term crush. You invite her over for a home-cooked candlelit dinner. She accepts. The day comes, everything is set. Jollof is cooked to fine perfection. Wine is chilled, AC is on. Your phone rings, she's 5 minutes away. You hang up, check yourself in the mirror, and poof! Lights are out. Oh no. G&J understands that some moments just should never be interrupted. We keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, UPS solutions, so the power never stops. G&J is your go-to for total energy solutions. gjtechghana.com is where to visit online. We are your energy partner. So MTN just brought the prices down and the speeds are up on MTN Fiber for home, and your whole household is about to feel it. Listen, movie nights that don't buffer. Yeah. School assignments that submit on time. Yep. Work calls that don't drop, and your side hustle running smoothly in the background. 3 unlimited speed tiers is what we give you on one amazing network. Now you can enjoy 100 megabytes per second for 299 Ghana cedis, 300 megabytes per second for 444 Ghana cedis, 500 megabytes per second for 999 Ghana cedis, all per month. So pick what fits you. No data caps, no slowdowns, just fiber built for real life. MTN Fiber for home, your speed, your home, your choice, only on MTN everywhere you go. If you're ready to power up your finances and unlock your path to financial freedom, a Sheho Fixed Deposit Solution is tailored just for you. With a Sheho Fixed Deposit Solution, you are making your money work for you. So join the investment revolution with our fixed deposit solution. Take charge of your financial future. 0302208333. Let's Sheho. Let's improve life. And just very quickly, today is your birthday, Michael John Owusu Echam, from your mother Mercy and your dad and your siblings. Happy birthday, champ. Have a blessed new year.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new car. Please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love so bad. My girl, sweet girl, my girl.
97.3 Citi FM, and welcome to another edition of your favorite segment here on the Friday mornings, the City Business Edition. We dedicate the next half hour to a conversation about a sector or an idea or an issue in the business segment. And today we're focusing on the changing face of the Ghanaian automobile assembly industry as we count down to a big auto fair happening later in the month of August. So my guest is the CEO of Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, Yang, and the MD CEO of Channel 1 Citi FM, Samuel Attah-Mensah, who generally talk about what we'll be doing in the next 13 and 14 days. This show is live, so you can get in touch with your own questions as we count down to this exciting auto fair in association with Zonda Tech Ghana Limited. So I'd like to welcome my guest, Yang. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bernard.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
And I welcome back, Samens.
Good morning.
Good to have you. Yang, everybody is asking me to ask you, who is Yang?
Yang is just a very small Chinese woman who is doing business in Ghana.
For how long has she been doing business in Ghana?
Nearly 20 years.
And did you start in the auto sector, or which aspect did you start in? How did you enter the vehicle and auto sector?
Actually, I started from the trucks. I think I came to the studio once to talk about my trucks. Later, I ventured into machinery, the mining equipment, the construction equipment. Then I caught an opportunity and started the auto.
So auto is like the third leg of the industry you're in. So what is the range of things you do at Zonda Tech? What are the offerings of Zonda Tech?
Like in Zonda everybody know for the trucks, definitely it's a standard truck. We have tipper trucks, trailer heads, and we have machineries like Shantui bulldozers. Now all the miners are using our Shantui bulldozers and excavators, graders for the road contractors. If you go to every section of the road, then you can see our equipments there. But since 2022, we have started the O2. Our main brand was GWM, and now Cherry also included. GWM actually was the best brand in China. You know, it was number one in China for 17 years. And now you can see Cherry, the export, is number one in the world. So me, if I do, as a Zonda Tech, the best, I only deal with the best brand.
So how has the auto market changed since you started? It seems as if there are lots of brands now. In the past, the auto market was dominated by imported used cars, and it looks like now we are having a lot of newly assembled or freshly imported cars in Ghana. Talk to me about how the automobile market has changed in the past 5 or 6 years since you joined.
Before I started the auto business, I did the market research for around 2 years. I learned that in the market, around 80 to 85% is home used vehicles. And you know, when I started my business, I started from scratch. So I also bought home used vehicles. I bought 2. And within that 1 year, it was really like hell to me. Always, when I was driving, then the fire has stopped. Then it tortured me. So I made this to myself. If I'm capable to do the auto business, I will start a new business. So I went to China. I see GWM, like Chinese. Everybody was using GWM, especially the Avle Jolin. So I asked people around, I said, how is the performance of this vehicle? Everybody say, especially, in the cities, like not in the capital city, in my hometown cities, everybody was using Avle Jolin. So I said, oh, wow. Then why? Now suddenly everybody is using Avle Jolin. They say, oh, this is a magic car. The price is so affordable. And also we have been using for 8 years. There's no problem. Then I said, okay, I want to go to GWM and bring the brand to Ghana. That's the initial intention. I started the GWM and brought to Ghana.
And when you started, what was the market reaction in Ghana to that brand? Because typically in Ghana, people are used to cars made in Japan, cars made in Germany, cars made in the US, and possibly cars made in Korea for the past 50 years. How did the market react to the Chinese brands you brought when you started?
So when I started, for the first 1 year, it didn't move fast, but I didn't give up. So I went to every occasion to market my vehicles. And some of my old customers, like the road contractors, I noticed they need a lot of vehicles. So I said, okay, don't worry. I give you 1 to test. Within half a year, if you are happy with my vehicle, you pay me. If you're not happy, just return to me. Wow. Then after after they use for some time, they like the vehicle. Then they introduce other people to also patronize from me. And also in 2020, I think in 2023, 2024, there was auto policy. So we got some leverage, and then we assembled the vehicles in Ghana. And thanks to Citi, then you have been promoting assembled in Ghana. So Ghanaians also feel that this is the Ghana brand. They started patronizing the GWM.
So which of your brands do you assemble here, and which of them do you import?
So, I represent 2 brands, GWM and the Cherry. I assemble them all in Ghana.
Wonderful. Let's go to the Chinese policy on vehicles before we come down to our event. As I said, many people do not know, at least when I left university, China wasn't known in Africa for cars.
Yes.
Most of the cars were from other markets. What is it, when did China begin to take the automobile market seriously? Now I'm talking about China back home. When did your country begin to take the automobile market seriously to start promoting the manufacturing of these vehicles?
China took the auto industry seriously 30 years ago. So it went a long way back. I remember even when I was in the university, our government came out with this policy. Toyota and VW, you can come to China to invest. Even our government don't need them to spend money in China. We will give them free land, and then I will give them the whole market. Then the condition was, okay, China government take some share, and then the investors, they also take some shares. We give them the whole market. The only condition is they send their engineers to China to train our engineers, and we give them 15 years tax-free. Then, we paved the way for 30 years. Before now, it's like everybody says, oh, wow, how come China, your auto industry get prosperous in one day? No, it's not in one day. It's 30 years. China, we were not so good at promoting our image. I really think so, because Chinese, because of the Confucianism, we see a man who likes talking, a woman cannot marry them, as everybody was digging down their head and work. So the outside world, they didn't know China, the industry much. But now Chinese government, we are also changing the strategy. We need to promote the Chinese image and the Chinese, especially high technology, and also the auto industry, this image.
So the Chinese government 30 years ago decided to take the auto market seriously, allowed the foreign brands to come in, and then got your engineers trained, and you started producing brands. When would you say the Chinese began to overtake? Because now when you go to China, you see that a lot of the cars on the streets are your cars. A lot of the brands that people like are your brands. How long did it take you within the 30 years for your vehicles to be taken seriously, for people to start preferring Chinese vehicles to others, even in your own country?
Actually, that was also a long way. Before, when Toyota, when VW was in China, they were dominating the market. I think it was like 10 years ago, our government came out with a new policy because of the energy. China were a country in shortage of oil. So we always have to import oil from other countries. So our government never thought that the auto industry we have is to overtake other markets. First was to satisfy the Chinese markets because of the new energy. We see that Chinese government went to BYD, went to GWM, to Geely, all these factories, and they tell them that, okay, you need to have your own technology, and then the Chinese people can use your products. And 20 years ago, GWM also came out. The boss, he was so fascinated with the auto. So he said, no, I want to make a vehicle that Chinese are so proud of. That's why he started from a very small factory, and then our government identified him and they supported him. Look, now he has all his own technology, and he even have this PHEV hybrid. Everything is GWM's own technology. And the GWM Avle has been dominating the Chinese market for 17 years. It was also because the price is nearly or less than half of the like a Toyota or VWM. That is so affordable and quality is so good.
Amazing. This is the City Business Edition. Today's edition is live actually because we're counting down to the Channel 1 Zonda Tech Auto Sale and Expo, which is happening on the 13th and 14th of August. So I'm speaking to two people. I'm speaking to Yang, who's the CEO of Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, telling us the story of the evolution of the Chinese auto industry and how that relates to what Zonda Tech is doing. Zonda Tech itself being the assembler and seller of two big brands, the GWM, which it describes as the #1 selling brand in China, and the Cherry, which is the #1 exported brand as well. She's also mentioned other brands, but her company deals with two. I also have Samuel Attah-Mensah here, who's, of course, this is a Channel 1 Zonda Tech collaboration. Again, Samuel, I'll start from the general before I come to the specific. When did you begin to take notice of the Chinese vehicles in the Ghana market? Because I think you've been reflecting on that for a few weeks now. Yes.
I think my attention was drawn to the Chinese offerings within the automobile industry when the past government got into this automobile assembly policy. You know, I remember sitting down with the coordinator of the office, you know, and he took me through. In fact, he brought my attention to this Chinese. He says, look, the new dragon in the space is the Chinese vehicles. And so I started paying attention to it. And so this is like 6-7 years ago.
Which is interesting because I remember when this station started, the first group of vehicles we bought included Cherries.
Yeah, they were actually Chinese vehicles, Cherry QQ.
That was 2004.
2004.
At the time, it wasn't that popular, and it
It
wasn't that highly rated
at all.
And so this is 22 years ago.
Yes.
To see what Cherry has done and what
we bought them because they were cheap.
Yes.
I mean,
they were small
for the price of one.
Yeah, they were very small.
They were like Chichinga.
and I think at the time there was also BYD that somebody was supplying.
BYD came later, maybe 3-4 years after, and at the time the reseller was Jibrin, the owner of EPP Books. He brought BYD.
So a lot of them used to be parked at Zenith University.
That's correct.
Trade fair. So they were also very small.
Yes, but at the time it wasn't EV.
Yes, at the time they were just normal small cars.
Yeah.
So it's like there's been an explosion in the past few years, and as she's saying, they started 30 years ago, but it became obvious to us maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago.
That's
in
correct.
Ghana.
That's correct. And so that's how we got in. But for us, the main thrust is the fact that they are assembled in Ghana. If you heard Yang story, she talked about the evolution within the making of the auto industry in China. They brought people from outside who invested. They started assembling. They trained Chinese people. Chinese government invested in them, and then the explosion came.
Technology transfer, it takes a lot of time to do this.
So we see the same chain of activities. And so our thinking is that we need to amplify it so that not just Yang's company benefits, Ghana will also benefit.
So this Auto Sale and Expo, what is it and what will be on offer?
The Auto Sale and Expo is one of our event activities that we do, but this time is to create the platform that will give people the experience, first-hand experience, to engage the range of vehicles and offerings that Zonda Tech has. Reason is, you see, you go to an automobile company, they have an offering that suits a restricted segment of the market. But the interesting thing about Zonda Tech is they have a wide range that suits a wider spectrum of people. So you have the very small vehicles, the mid-range salons, you have the high-end salons, you have the mid-range SUVs or the low-range SUVs, mid-range, high-end SUVs, and then you go to the heavy-duty trucks and then earth-moving equipment. So you see, it's a very wide space, and we think that there's something about the fact that using Ghanaian workers, they've been able to push this company from where she referred to where they are now. And so the partnership has just begun for us.
This is a live edition of the City Business Edition as we count down to this very big Auto Sale and Expo event happening at the Zonda Tech showroom on the George Walker Bush Highway. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll go into some specifics. So what are the specific vehicles that you will see on the 13th and 14th of August? So we're talking in the next 2 weeks, 13th and 14th of August. Will you be able to buy, or you just do a discussion? And all of these questions will be answered when we come back. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
We've got what you need for your business and family. Whatever you need, you can count and call
not just another bank.
You can't tell what your baby will become or what his interest will be. You can provide your growing babies with yummy goodness. Yumvita is a delicious cereal for your baby. Oh yeah, other ones love it too. Yumvita is filled with yummy goodness for growing babies and is available in other yummy variants. Yumvita, a delicious way to grow. This advert is FDA approved.
Charlie, the contract is here. Oh, my pocket. Flat like a football with no air.
Don't stress. That is why DCI Microfinance is here for you.
DCI? What magic can they do?
No magic, just real solutions. With your contract and LPO financing, you can deliver on time. And when you're waiting on payment, their invoice and certificate discounting puts cash in your hands quickly. Their loans are fast, simple, and reliable.
So no more borrowing for my father-in-law? Now, that's a blessing.
Exactly. Call them now on 0577 66 9346. DCI Microfinance. Miles beyond the extra.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new car. Please wait.
97.3 Citi FM. So this is a really special edition of the City Business Edition. We're live this morning as we count down to the Channel 1 Zonda Tech Auto Sale and Expo. It's happening on the 13th and 14th of August at the Zonda Tech showroom. So Janya, tell me about Zonda Tech and your showrooms. Where are you in Ghana, by the way? How large is the company? How many employees do you have? Talk me a bit about the company.
Mr. Bernard, actually, we have 13 branches. That is what, first I built the 13 branches just to serve the tipper truck. I was sending these trucks, so I need to have service stations everywhere. But for me, myself, I said, Zonda Tech the best. Whatever I do, I want to do the best. So even when I was building the showrooms, I was sending trucks, machineries. I built the standard for the autos. So now easily for me to merge with the autos. So the 13 branches will serve everyone in Ghana.
So you are in which regions?
Different regions, I'm there.
Wonderful. Now, what specific vehicles will people see when they come for the fair on the 13th and 14th of August?
So definitely they will see two main brands, that's GWM and the Cherry. So from the lower range, we have the Cherry Tiggo 2. Cherry Tiggo 2, the price is, around 230,000 cedis. For that one, everybody can afford. And we have the...
Is that the one the boat drivers are using?
Yes,
now?
and
So
it's an SUV.
It's an SUV. What's the engine capacity?
It's only 1.5. It consumes minimum 4.
So that's the Tiggo 2.
That's the Tiggo 2.
Cherry Tiggo 2. Okay, go
Yes. And also the GWM, we have the Havajolin. That one is also quite affordable for Ghanaians. And now the highest, the middle series, we have the Cherry Tiggo 7. That one Ghanaians also like so much. And we have the tank series of vehicles, like Tank 300, Tank 500, Tank 700. Actually, I want to strengthen on one point. In China, Tank 300 is a magic car. Everybody, when they're traveling, they only use Tank 300 because it's 4x4 and it's an off-road car. Like those of my customers who are working, especially in the mining zones, they get my Tank 300. They love it so much.
It's an SUV.
It's a SUV 4x4. And, in China, it has been dominating the market also for around 10 years.
So that's the Tank 300.
Tank 300. And also the Tank 500. Tank 500 is a higher series of vehicles. So like if you are a CEO or a MD of a company, that is the right car for you.
So that's a 7-seater.
The 7-seater, Tank 500.
I see.
Yeah, and we have the Tank 700, that is a PHEV. We also have a Tiggo 9, that is also PHEV. It is really full of high technology, and I can say for you.
When you say PHEV, you're saying it's
a plug-in and plug-in means you can charge the vehicle. It also has electric motor, and also you can put petrol in the car.
Is that what's called hybrid?
The hybrid.
So when you say a PHEV, it's a hybrid vehicle.
Yes.
So the Tank 700 is a PHEV, and the Tigo 9
also a PHEV.
Amazing. Will you be displaying trucks and other things, or this one is just for the auto?
Oh, yeah. I will also be displaying trucks and machineries. So it's a one-stop shop. When people come to our Zonda branch, any vehicle they want, they can get. We even have an EV like iCar V3, 23, even the newest version, 27. They are all here waiting for customers to patronize.
The main concern Ghanaians have with vehicles is financing. And in this country, we are very cash-based. But I suspect that the financial institutions will be willing and available to help people finance these cars. Are they going to be at the Auto Sale and Expo?
So on that day, you will be seeing around 15 banks there. They are willing to help the customers to patronize, to buy the vehicles. Because you see,
Go ahead.
Yes, because you know the banks, they say now the basic rate has come down. Now Ghanaians can get cheaper loans from the banks. So it's beneficial for both the customers and the banks, and also for Zonda.
So we come on that day, the cars will be on display and the banks will also be there.
Yeah, the banks, they said that because of Zonda, they will even give a lower interest rate for the customers.
Will there be test drives happening on the day?
Yeah. Customers can test the vehicle, no problem.
Test the vehicle, no problem. I have a couple of comments for you before I bring in this other segment. We're still talking to Yang, who's the CEO of Zonda Tech and Samens. We are discussing the Channel 1 Zonda Tech Auto Sale and Expo happening at the Zonda Tech showroom on the George Walker-Bush Highway at Jowlu. And the event is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily. And so there's a lot of time to walk through, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily. You can come in at lunch with your team, come and go through the cars and go back to work. Good morning, Bernard. Yang is well known to us as the tankers owner in Ghana, especially in Ghana. We saw how she started and now it's a force some of us can't do without. I use a story to motivate myself. We can all learn from her humble beginnings and persistence. This is Jay from Tema. Good morning, Bernard. Please ask Madam Yang about the Sinotrack Bolden pickup. Since the brand's heavy-duty division has built and gained a really good reputation. This is Bright from Tema. Do you know what she's talking about, the Sinotrack Bolden pickup?
And that one I have not brought to Ghana yet. I'm very loyal. For example, now the power pickup is very popular in the market, especially the automatic one. Now, for me, I want to focus on one. Because, if I'm too greedy, I'm on every product, I cannot do good service for people, and I cannot get enough spare parts. Like the one customer said, why when I started the tanker, people quickly fell in love. Because, even when I was pregnant, 8 months, I was under the tanker doing research. I noted down on everything, and I sent back to the factory, let the engineers change for them. So that is a passion for the work, and not is only for money.
So it means that the power pickups are also one of the ranges you have.
I only deal with the best. Power pickup in China takes 70% of the China market. So I always focus on one thing. I said, Zonda Tech the best. I only deal with the best product.
Most of the time when I talk to people who import cars and I discuss Chinese cars with them, they say, are you sure that these Chinese brands will have spare parts in the next 4 or 5 years if you buy a made in Ghana or made in China, assembled in Ghana Chinese car? Will you get spare parts? So talk to me.
When I started the Sinotrack, the tipper trucks and the trailer heads, it was so difficult for me the first 3 years because people had this doubt. Look at today. I built 13 branches just to let people understand me and believe me. So the same thing with this auto. Whatever I do, I'm so serious about it. I will stock enough spare parts and I have a good after-sale service for people. And I want to revolutionize the industry. I want the people to enjoy the value for their money.
There's a final comment from a nurse who says, Ben, I'm a nurse with a salary of 5,000 cedis. Is there a vehicle I can access on loan?
Tigo 2.
Tigo 2.
Tigo 2, even, I always want to go to the government, especially if I can meet the finance minister. I want to tell him in Ghana, the teachers, the nurses, the doctors, they need to be able to afford a vehicle, because the teacher is the cultivator for the soul. If they don't have a vehicle, every day they're in the church, they already feel so bad. When they get to the classroom, how will they treat your children? So we need to lower down the tax to enable them to afford a vehicle, and they will treat your children well. And also a nurse. Today, if someone is in the hospital, a nurse cannot afford a vehicle. When he or she go to work, she's also already fed up. How can she treat the patients well? So kindly, I am assembling vehicles in Ghana. Kindly help Zonda by lower the tax so everyone can afford an assembled vehicle in Ghana.
Somebody here shouting amen.
Yes.
So let me end with this. So it looks like the auto industry is something we are very interested in. We started this campaign for the auto assembly industry. Now we are doing the Zonda Tech Channel 1 Auto Fair. I suspect there's more in the pipeline.
We still have more. We still have more coming. I mean, we partner different organizations for the very reason that we are passionate about the Made in Ghana flagship policy and how it will benefit Ghanaians. She used the word revolutionize, and I think that's right on point. How to drastic change in our automobile consumption habits. The hitherto that dependence on used vehicles. Now we buy used vehicles not because we love them, it's because of affordability. So the shift is that with the same money that could have bought you, if you like, a decent used vehicle, the same money can buy you a very decent new vehicle. And that's what we are preaching with the Zonda Tech Channel 1.
Any more information, if somebody wants to contact your company, how can they get in touch with you?
They can, we have our numbers everywhere. We're doing advertisement. They can even go to our TikTok page or our company's web page, and they can go to our different branches. Like we have our head office in Tema, we have our Jolo branch, and Kumasi, Esawam, Kaswa, everywhere, Takrady, Takwa, everywhere. We have our offices there.
Wonderful.
But for the purposes of the Auto Sale and Expo, we have two numbers: 050-177-2222.
Okay.
050-177-2222. That's the first number. The second number is 0205-973-973. So enquiries about this Auto Sale and Expo from Channel 1 and Zonda Tech.
We've been speaking to the MD and CEO of Citi Channel 1, Samuel Attah-Mensah, and of course the CEO of Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, Madam Yang, who are jointly organizing the Auto Sale and Expo on the 13th and 14th of August, discussing the evolution of the Chinese auto industry and how they become a force to reckon with, and how brands like GWM, Chery have become a very, very competitive force in global auto sales. Thanks for listening to today's edition. The City Breakfast Show continues with Caleb Kuda.
I'm gonna get me some love, somebody.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
If I become a millionaire, I will put a huge billboard right next to my ex's house saying, "Look at me now, I hate it."
As for me, I'm quitting my job in staff. I hate it.
Telecel is making millionaires just easy. Not one, not two,
but 3 millionaires
each month.
One lucky Telecel customer wins 1 million Ghana cedis for the next 3 months in the Telecel Mahetse promo. Plus, you still get to win 20,000 Ghana cedis weekly, 100 Ghana cedis daily, bundle 10 Ghana cedis, airtime or data. Top up your Telecel cash wallet or your fixed broadband to stand the chance of winning. Visit the Telecel Play app or dial *500# to opt in for free to the Telecel Mahetse promo.
Telecel,
Connecting energies.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Imagine a life where every moment brings you closer to the life you've always wanted. A life where you can give yourself more. More time to celebrate. More memories with loved ones. More freedom to explore. And more family time. Simply put, a life where you can give yourself more. With G-Money, setting and tracking your financial goals is easier than ever. Helping you stay in control of your finances while living on your terms. Make instant payments to keep celebration seamless. Top up airtime in a tap. Stay connected on every journey. Receive remittances straight into your wallet. And effortlessly manage finances to keep time with loved ones and important things sacred. Life doesn't have to be complicated. Give yourself more control, more freedom, more life with G-Money. Dial *488# or download the app and explore the new G-Money today. G-Money. Give yourself more.
Looking for everything made in Ghana? All in one place? Then get ready. The This is Ghana exhibition 2026 is here. A bold celebration of Ghanaian creativity, innovation and excellence. From rich traditional crafts to modern cutting-edge solutions, experience the very best of Ghanaian products and services. Explore excellence across key sectors including automobile, agriculture, education, health, hospitality, fashion, technology, food and beverages, creative arts, beauty, retail, and more. This is the biggest Made in Ghana fair, bringing together SMEs, startups, manufacturers, local creatives, indigenous corporate bodies, entrepreneurs, and innovative businesses all under one roof. Discover brands redefining quality. Connect with industry leaders and innovators. Experience the energy of Ghanaian enterprise and creativity. The date is 29th and 30th of August 2026. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Venue, the A4 Sutherland's Children's Park. Call 0205-973-973 or 0558-973-973 to register. Come explore. Come connect. Come be inspired. Discover the brands redefining Made in Ghana and experience the future of Ghanaian excellence. The This is Ghana exhibition 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from Citi FM. And it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank and MTN.
Tell us how you need that. Enterprise life, Avle bumi yonko. Wash us and then if you be bleed, why you be that? Me you know, and I like how I am cool brebo. Obisi ni ya breko. Obisi she and konyo. Obisi odi nechila. Oso.
Yonko papa be a meshiano. Or remedy the sick cafiano. Nyawo be a enterprise life one shishema wo. It's to tell us how you want, tell us how you need them. Insurance to your doorstep, your preference, your advantage. Tell us how you want it.
Enterprise Life. 25 years strong, rooted in love, driven by you. Defining the future together.
Enterprise, your advantage.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City 97.3. Accra.
Good morning and welcome to Kickoff on the City Breakfast Show. Kickoff is powered by Politan Ghana. Elesheho, let's improve life. Straight into the bulletin, and Ghana's Joseph Paul Amwa kept the country's medal hopes alive at the 2026 Commonwealth Games by booking a place in the men's 200 meters final with a season's best performance in Thursday's semi-finals in Glasgow. Channel 1 sports editor Nik Amarteifio has more in this report.
Ghana's Joseph Paul Amoah crossed the line in 20.24 seconds to secure his spot in the final. He's now chasing his first individual Commonwealth Games gold after winning bronze in the event at Birmingham 2022. Amoah has already gone under the 20-second mark this season by recording his personal 19.99 seconds.
I've been preaching round by round. We're done with the first round, semi-finals, and I had a pretty tough leg draw. I didn't think I was going to get it in 3, but I had to psych myself up when the lanes came out that I had to put myself in a good position going into the finals. If I wanted to make the finals, I had to put myself in a good position going into the straightaway. So I think I did a pretty good execution. I had to clean up a few stuff going into the finals here. I knew I had to run fast to be able to win or qualify, so I'm happy about it. Yeah.
It was a different story for Ghana's two other hopefuls. World leader James Darcy, who arrived in Glasgow with the fastest time in the world this season of 19.79 seconds, missed out on the final after finishing 4th in his semi-final in 20.52 seconds. Mustafa Bokwe's campaign also came to an end after he placed 7th in his semi-final heat with a time of 20.65 seconds. The men's 200 meters also produced one of the biggest surprises of the day. Cameroon's African champion Emmanuel Esime failed to reach the final after finishing 4th in his semi-final heat in a time of 20.32 seconds. Esime had looked on course for a sprint double after winning the men's 100 meters title earlier in the games in a record-breaking 9.83 seconds. But his semi-final meters campaign ended in the semi-finals.
Well, just like always, I was just going to have fun. I like the 200 meters so much. It's very unfortunate that I didn't make it to the final, but I leave very happy. I leave satisfied. I put in a lot of work for all of this, so I can beat myself if I didn't make it. So I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
Amoah is now Ghana's sole representative in the final and will carry the nation's hopes as he bids to add another Commonwealth Games medal. Meanwhile, Ghana's Yvonne Britton missed out on a medal in a women's 100-meter hurdles after finishing 7th in 13.10 seconds. Nigeria's world record holder Toby Amusan settled for the bronze medal after entering the competition as one of the favorites for gold. Reporting for Channel 1 Sports, my name is Nik Amarteifio from Glasgow.
That was Channel 1 Sports editor Nik Amarteifio, and the update from the Commonwealth Games is brought to you by GCB Bank and THB. Away from that, one of Ghana's longest running sports governance disputes has finally come to an end after the High Court ruled in favor of the National Sports Authority and the National Paralympic Committee of Ghana in the battle over the administration of amputee football. The ruling confirms that the NPC Ghana and the NSA are the recognized bodies responsible for governing amputee football in the country, bringing to an end a dispute that has lasted for more than a decade. The court also awarded 60,000 Ghana cedis in costs to both the NSA and the National Paralympic Committee. In addition, the court issued perpetual orders preventing several individuals associated with the Ghana Amputee Football Federation from associating themselves with Amputee Sports Administration in Ghana, in line with the terms of the judgment. Let's head to Europe now, and FIFA President Gianni Infantino has defended plans to sell a minority stake in commercial rights of the FIFA World Cup, insisting football needs greater investment to unlock its full potential. The proposal comes after FIFA unveiled plans to create a $20 billion commercial subsidiary known as FIFA Forward Enterprise, with the aim of selling minority stakes to private investors and raising more than $4 billion. Responding to the backlash, Infantino described the proposal as a next step in FIFA's evolution.
FIFA Forward Enterprise, or FFE, is actually a proposal, an offer. It's part of a democratic process, a consultation process, and above all, it is an opportunity, but not an obligation And as I said, it kicks off the consultation process. It would simply commercialize and organize all FIFA-owned competitions, along with sponsorship, broadcast licensing, and new venture for the benefit of FIFA's 211 member associations, however, unlocking previously uncaptured commercial value. Strengthening the commercial side of the game is the natural next step in this evolution.
That was the voice of FIFA President Gianni Infantino, and that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff was powered by Politan Ghana. Lesheho, let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Caleb Kuda continues.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go. Hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, let's share go. No matter your situation, let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Lord Kenya, where they go, senior, see, is up, make a tick up, baby, but me to be the one, you're the current. See, come over there, make a tick up, baby, but me to be the one, you're the current. See, come over there, Kenya Sika, my ocean day, we are saying Sika, no trade, Cocoria, Binie, Satsy, Sika, Zinibia, no, Sika, Fano, Binie, Sky, and Sopanunia, you don't get money, no, Sika, Fano, so Ajolo, Ajola, Ajola, Ajolo, so Ajolo, Ajola, Ajola, Ajolo, Binie, Sika, my ocean. Sika, but tell me a different. Would you not say what's the Shishimadia, I go so. I did, Woody Wire, see a boat. A Mexican, so I was so shower, see, after the be a fancy car, I can fight ya dear. You got him with a bar, the pay and support. Or Brian, she is a metro, co-pot. I tell you, baby, I need a hot. Go to the Bala, what and man, I see it. Father Abraham, my ever who's now confirmed. Chicago came or Branaya, Titi, or Deno, a month one say, Bianca Mefrebi, so Shannon, I go to ya, or Momo, that's a man, me for me home to talk me. Make a car, the one who many saw, the show one tina, media, Festica, no one can. If I will part to Sika, Lord Kenya, wait a minute, senior.
Thank you. Mfa wonkwa ento sika nemo fa sika eto wonkwa Lord Kenya. Oh Charlie, we are looking for the sikano because people want to enter the Zonda place and step out with some tear rubber. You understand? Oh Sky, you have to constitute your brother. I'm telling you, me man.
Yeah, I know, right?
About Jolie or something, you understand?
Just be managing yourself.
You understand? Do something.
To put body and soul together.
It is very necessary.
So that you will trust them.
You see that? Right now, it's ancient of days on the road. Now, one for me, one for you is feeding time. Young Vita Infant Cereal with milk is making feeding time easy and rich with 16 essential vitamins and minerals. You only need to add previously boiled water. 3 exciting variants: wheat, rice, maize for the price of 5 cedis 50 pesos. The real value for money, affordable, nutritious and convenient. Young Vita, good energy for a strong start. I must say though, this week we've spent much of our time in the Tema Enclave, from the beach to the Siwa, and this morning we're seeing a message that is saying that the beach road is having, some trucks with containers taking over the entire stretch. Tema is not looking good on the radar this entire week. But yesterday and before the week, actually, before today, a lot has happened from the presidency. We've seen the constitutional review, the government's position paper. The Attorney General delivered that yesterday. A lot of substantive issues for our attention. So we'll try and bundle all that together and have some conversation within that space.
But before then, I think it's important to deal with the matter we raised forcefully.
Yes.
I raised particularly forcefully
with
yesterday.
the sewer and water thing.
Exactly.
I will give you time so we get into that. Let me pay some bills before you start.
Just read the thing and then we make progress.
But I could now. You dare let me do this one. Thank you very much. Let me pay bill before I make you chase me out of the studio. Now, Pambros Salt Industries Limited has been in existence since 1958, all right? And we're introducing our latest product. That's the Pambros Refined Iodized Salt, now available in 250 gram and 500 gram sachets. Just a pinch of Pambros Refined Iodized Salt brings out the taste of the food. Pambros Refined Iodized Salt is available in all major markets, supermarkets, local provision shops nationwide. 0266 823 589. Pambros Iodized Salt, Kitwabi Pet, and every dream has a home. Welcome to Heritage Christian University, located in Ambasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. At Heritage, you are assured of value-driven education that prepares you for the world of work. Our students are challenged to turn ideas into businesses that feed families and employ communities. Admission is in progress. We have a wide range of undergraduate and graduate programs. 0547 777 731. Call us now. hcu.edu.gh. Call this jump onto this website for more. Heritage Christian University, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Some loved ones are celebrating their birthdays. Happy blessed birthday to my sister Gifty Frimpoma Odum. From the rest of your siblings, Eunice, Godfred, and Thomas, We love you, sis. Enjoy your day. And good morning. I am Tizo from City. Today is my birthday. Please share in my joy as I glorify the Lord for adding another year to my day. Sky, he's inviting us to share.
Yes.
Tizo.
Yes. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Enjoy the day.
Yes.
And may the Lord bless this day for you because it is the day he has made.
Sharp.
So you will enjoy everything that comes with it.
Your day is made because Kaka has wished you birthday, bro.
Yeah.
But you can sleep well today.
Hey, Caleb,
it's a privilege, yo.
Caleb,
yes.
Permit me to wish a happy birthday to Sister Josephine Antor.
Sister Josephine Antor. Okay.
She was there. Yeah, some more.
Who is she?
She was an assistant headmistress, and I think at some point a headmistress at Holy Child School.
Oh, nice.
Very strict and yet very lots of fun, if I may say.
Right.
She was always what's the word? Excited about twins, and Audrey and I, because we are identical.
Nice.
She would always try to make us apart and fail terribly.
Oh,
but
beautiful.
She's been a mother. She's been a teacher. She's encouraged us. She encouraged us to combine sports with academics and all that. And we continue to love her and shower blessings on her and say that Sister Josephine, aka Joe Wednesday. Sister Joe, we love you and stay blessed. This is from Audrey and I, and of course the entire 2005 year group. That's Holy Child. Yes.
Yeah. Call her Joe Wednesday.
Joe Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right.
Because if she catches you where you are not supposed to be, you are done.
I think we will join in this celebration because she's added such a very important value.
Yes.
To our table here,
absolutely,
as the table of men, and then also
a woman of steel,
timber and caliber.
I'm telling you, please, I'm sorry.
History.
We sister, enjoy the day, enjoy the day. Know that, Charlie, you have done something good for the Republic.
International joy.
Exactly. So we are happy. Except that the sister, we forgot they use them elsewhere because some Ghana mango use sister somewhere they sue them for court.
Zenith Bank says stay alert, shine your eye when someone calls you claiming to be from Zenith Bank. Fraudsters can sound very professional, confident and convincing, They may ask you to confirm your account details to help resolve a supposed problem or secure your account. Remember, Zenith Bank will never ask for your PIN, password or OTP over the telephone, email or via any channel. If you're in doubt, just call us first. End the call, but give us a call on Zenith Direct 054 2000 111. Shine your eyes, spot the fraud and stop the fraud. This is a message from Zenith Bank in partnership with the Ghana Association of Banks. The Lexus University College is inviting you for a market-driven professional qualification. We are the best university to help you realize your dreams. We run programs in undergraduate, BSc Nursing, midwifery, cybersecurity, information, communication technology. We have computer science and a host of others. Please jump to delexusuniversity.edu.gh for more. Admission is in progress. We are located at Tema Community 25 PSB Junction, 0577 734 549. What's up this number now? Please wish my lovely wife, Afra Kuma Entry Jennifer of the Trust Specialist Hospital, a blessed birthday. God bless you and keep you. For the Lord has been gracious to you. May you be full of grace. This is coming from your husband, Dr. Seth Ajiman, and Papaya Jemfua and Nana Entry. Tech lovers, listen up. Something exciting for you from the Techno Come On Slim Stables. Techno has dropped the ultimate game changer in the that's the all-new Techno Come On Slim. It's not just a phone, it's a style statement. Ultra sleek 6.4mm double curve design that feels absolutely premium in your hand. Features an interactive mood light around the camera that flashes unique colors for your calls, messages and all. It's fully loaded. The charging system is great. The battery life is solid. You will just love it. Noise cancellation, AI image to video generator. If you're ready to upgrade, head to Techno for any Techno exclusive store nationwide today. Grab yours today and step into the future. I beg you behave. Behave. Imagine choosing your own global destination, enjoying flights, a 4-star hotel, and unforgettable experiences all paid. Stanbic Bank, in collaboration with MasterCard, is making it possible with the World on Your Card promo. So simply sign up for a new Money Wallet MasterCard. Load or reload $200 or more between now and 14th August. Stand a chance to win a worldwide travel package for 2 to a destination listed on Priceless.com. Simply put the world on your card and stand tall.
And then yes, I could do pepper and some yes, some sika. Obiya with our windy be from sika. And it be can you anyway? Keep up so pay you man, some fifth away. Baby, be a boko, doko, it's a situation. Me preachy, but me you a situation. And easy, and what we say, or cap for the deepness, I lost man. Who is the candy, what it is? Broke man, and they had a dance, and they baby. Mungo Yago, and Mon said, Kofi Wayo, Elia, John Chain, Shaw Hoodia. Pinching, grab Nana Brebre, your best on my name, my Ubi Johnny, Obi cocaine and Jessica. And so you're so much chairman, oh, Yandy, share what with what? Would you want? Oh, what? When a woman, no, Debbie, and the security is super papa, Titia, Aqua Baby, Adasama, oh, Debbie, Sikaya Fe, Sikaya de, and Sikanyo word, Kwaku don't so kitty, Ubu Fasui, Uba Udia, Yasi, my Adasama, Yasum Sika, Yofupa.
I'm sorry, I just had to let the song go on for a while. This is a good song, I love it. But Sky, yes, we're drawing attention to an update we got on the Siwa issue that we got a bit earlier in the week. What's the update we have?
So this has to do with the matter that I raised forcefully yesterday.
Yes, please.
There is a public notice. You know, yesterday we received a communication from the Ghana Water Company Limited regarding the same matter, disputing aspects of the claim that water that was reaching the homes of customers, was compromised by reason of the Siwa issue that was happening around the Community 6 area, and that there was no GWCL pipeline in the area. The update is that the Works Department, the Waste Department, or the Waste Management Department has issued a public notice regarding this particular matter.
Of the Assembly, the Waste Management Department.
Yes. And then they say, and I will read in extenso. Is that what the lawyers say?
Oh, okay. You are my learned senior.
Teach me.
Public notice.
Yes.
The Waste Management Department wishes to clarify the reports alleging that the sewage water overflow at Community 6 near Smart Hotel has contaminated the Ghana Water Company Limited GWCL water supply system are false. This afternoon, officials from the Waste Management Department, together with officials from the Ghana Water Company Limited, visited the site to assess the situation. GWCL officials confirmed that the particular water supply line located near the affected area is redundant and is no longer in use for the distribution of potable water. Meanwhile, the Waste Management Department has had a team on site working around the clock to resolve the Siwa overflow. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, the repair works are expected to be completed by tomorrow. We therefore urge the public to disregard the false information being circulated and remain assured that the safety of the public water supply has not been compromised. This is signed by Ayensu Etua Elinam, who is the Waste Management who is with the Waste Management Department of the Assembly, I would imagine,
Right.
because it is not stated here specifically whether it's at the ministerial level or the local level. So basically, that is what it is. And I want to read it again for purposes of emphasis. So the statement or the public notice says the Waste Management Department wishes to clarify the reports alleging that the sewage water overflow at Community 6 near Smart Hotel has contaminated the Ghana Water Company Limited water supply system, R4s. This afternoon, officials from the Waste Management Department, together with officials from the Ghana Water Company Limited, visited the site to assess the situation. GWCL officials confirmed that the particular water supply line located near the affected area is redundant and is no longer in use for distribution of potable water. Meanwhile, the Waste Management Department has had a team on site working around the clock to resolve the sewer overflow. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, the repair works are expected to be completed by tomorrow. We therefore urge the public to disregard the false information being circulated and remain assured that the safety of the public water supply has not been compromised. As I stated earlier, signed by Ayensu Etua Elinam, Waste Management Department.
Okay.
Now, let me just quickly state that we received this yesterday after our discussion.
Right.
Apparently, the Assembly had wanted to speak to us, but by the time that that communication will come through, we had already left. So this is just to put this on the public record.
Very well.
And then also to say that they have also forwarded photographs to us that they were working around the clock.
So to confirm that some work has been done, that is very welcome. So you would notice
and
that...
then one thing that I also want to mention, you see, it is commendable that private citizens saw this, highlighted it. There are aspects of the claim that was made by the private citizen that the Assembly or the Waste Department and the GWCL have disputed, which has to do with potable water reaching people's home, as to whether the integrity is proper or safe. That aspect has been disputed by the Assembly or the Waste Management Department and the GWCL. What has not been disputed is that there has been an issue with the sewage pipeline in the area.
Central sewage system in Tema.
And that is important. And it is important that because it was brought to public attention through online platforms like TikTok, for instance, the authorities have been able to do something about it. We amplified it.
True.
And we have become aware of the efforts that they are making to deal with the situation in the long term. That is important. The other thing I want to point out is the apparent inconsistency in the two statements. If you read the statement from the Ghana Water Company Limited, there's a suggesting that they don't have any water pipeline passing the place. This particular statement says that yes, there is a water pipeline in the area, but it is redundant. I'm pointing it out because in communication, if you are not like together, it creates a certain impression. Do you understand? So it is great that this particular statement is saying, yes, there is a pipeline in the area, but it is redundant. It is no longer being used to convey potable water to into people's homes. You understand? Which then would put the matter better, because the earlier suggestion was that there was no GWCL pipeline in the area. And
but
the guy had said
that it is there, but it's redundant.
Exactly. And we all could see that there is some... So communicators should at least clarity, precision, and then also consistency matters. Because if people can still point to, oh, there's this pipeline in the area, because we will not be sure whether there's water going through or not going through. It is they who will tell us.
But when I look at all this, I'm looking at the Week in Focus. We've spent a lot of time in Tema, and we've moved from the beach to the central sewage system, and it looks like this model city that was built by Nkrumah over the years is really getting into a state of, if it hasn't gotten already, into a state of dysfunction. I mean, it's breaking down. If it is not broken, if you speak to many of those who lived who were born in Tema, who are in their 70s and 80s, they speak of Tema with fond regrets that, it's lost its glory, that the state of Tema now is not what it used to be. This morning, for example, one of our listeners sent us a message compounding the problems Tema has. So one, you've had fish processing issues at the beaches where people are defecating, they are disposing refuse indiscriminately, and then alongside we are drying fish on the floor, speaking to the public health dangers that comes from that alarmed us. We brought that to you. Good thing is the assembly moved in to deal with the situation. Kakra is not happy about the firefighting approach. She prefers a more proactive leadership, and that's welcome. We've seen the sewer and the water situation that Sky you highlighted. They've also again given us some feedback showing that at least they do listen. This morning, one of our listeners sent us a message, for example, talks about the indiscipline of truck drivers, and it says that the new nonsense, trucks parking on the shoulders of the road. The two videos I've sent, and he sends a video to corroborate this, show the beach road heading to the harbor where the trucks have taken one lane. The other is heading to Ashaiman roundabout from Tema. On both sides, the trucks have taken over the shoulders. They have turned the place into a canteen, a urinal, a mechanic shop, etc., etc. We are looking on until it becomes a bigger matter, then we pretend to intervene. Who bewitched us? Lord have mercy. Obviously, the sender is not happy at all on this one. So
I just wanted to comment briefly on that. I think I don't know if I say similar, but sort of similar to what you just read. I've observed that a lot of vehicles, especially commercial vehicles, are turning the outer lanes into sort of a bus stop. Or that used to be the case early 2000s, and I think when the MTTD came into force proper, they sort of sanitized that. But increasingly, as I'm driving, I'm seeing a lot of vehicles parked on the outer lane, which is still, there's still traffic on. So this morning, for instance, when I did the descent to Apenkwa Junction, I'm in the outer lane. And there's a taxi that has stopped, and somebody's there negotiating with them the fare. And this is not a bus stop. It's not a bus stop.
It's a service lane.
It's a lane. It's I don't know how you call it, but it's the outer lane. And there were vehicles behind me. I'm also expecting to go, and they're just there having their negotiation just like that. I think last night when I was driving, I noticed that as well. Vehicles moving to the outer lane and stopping to pick passengers or drop off passengers. I think we cannot go back to those times
at all.
Especially if you are driving at a certain speed and somebody just stops in the middle of the road abruptly like that, that can lead to a potential crash. And the MTTD I think
has work to do.
I think beyond stopping us and asking us for our license and first aid box, and I think a lot of the commercial vehicles, especially the Benz 207 Trotros, there's a lot of misbehavior on the road. They need to look at that.
And then when I put all this together, I think this is an invitation to the local government leadership in Tema. We need to have a conversation. Some of the problems, indeed, much of it is not emerging today. It's been there for a long time, and it's been a year and more since the leadership took office. It would be nice for them to account for their stewardship, make us understand what progress they've made in addressing some of these hydra-hided problems that they have inherited rightfully, and what they are doing about it, and how we can all support. Because as Kakra, you will always say, we all have a role to play. There's a citizen part, and of course there's the aspect that leadership must play a role. But
we used to sing in school,
we are all,
maybe Sky has the voice.
We are all
Thank Thank you for the backing up. Me, my voice was lost.
I mean, we used to call it patriotic song.
That takes me to a question, though, Sky. Yesterday, when I was listening to the AG, a question that came up, a question that popped up to me was the difference between a government paper and a position paper, a white paper and a government position paper.
Well, it's a question of how the particular institution that reviewed the Constitution and spoke to stakeholders, citizens of the Republic, and ultimately came up with a recommendation, which recommendation document went to the government for the government to state its position on it.
Right.
If it is a commission established under the provisions of the Constitution,
Right.
the requirement or the language of the Constitution is that the government thereafter, after receipt of the report, shall issue a white paper stating it is either accepting or rejecting the recommendations in part or in whole, as the case may be.
Right.
So if it is a commission established by government,
Yeah.
on the basis of a particular matter they needed to look into.
Okay.
It could be like the National Reconciliation Commission.
Right.
It was established by law,
Right.
keeping with the provisions of the Constitution.
So on that, you have to issue a
white paper.
White paper. Okay.
That's the requirement of the Constitution.
Yeah.
But in this case, that was not. This was an executive authority,
Okay.
executive committee put together by the president,
Right.
which, strictly speaking, is not a commission.
Okay.
So, upon receipt of the report or the recommendations of the committee,
Right.
all the government could do
Right.
in order to state its views on the matter was to issue what we saw yesterday.
Position. So that's why we saw a white paper on the Ayawaso West Wagon, because it was a commission.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, Kako has the summary of much of what the AG presented. I have a copy here as well. Basically, just an overview broadly before we get into the details.
Okay, before you do that, though,
sure.
I just want to mention something. So, one of our listeners has
Yeah.
sent us some photographs.
Okay.
They're not far away from our Tesano base, you know, near the Abofu area. It looks like some truck drivers are beginning to form their own Biafra there, their own republic, to do their own thing.
Everybody's doing their own.
Apparently, someone initially packed a truck full of scrap metals. And this is day 3. He's been complaining about it, and then another one has come to join. You know, that is how we normally start culture like this. You see that when somebody brings a table to start selling, we don't mind them. Then another will come and join. And then before you know it, we have a whole
becomes
market.
a whole problem. The moving it becomes political.
Exactly. Already, directly, almost opposite that area, you have an unauthorized bus stop of some kind. People are selling all kinds of things. And people are crossing the road by heart. They are not using the overhead or footbridge that has
And there's
been
this
done.
new garage you keep talking
Exactly.
about. It's not a full-fledged garage.
Exactly. And I don't know whether the municipal assembly people, they know exactly what they are doing. So this new scrap metal park of which is they are putting directly on the George Walker Bush Highway is completely unacceptable. And I hope that the authorities will move in quickly, arrest the drivers of these vehicles, tow the vehicles away, surcharge the owners of the vehicles, and as appropriate, prosecute them, because they are a danger to, road safety on this particular matter. Because it would seem that it is not like something actually even happened to the vehicle. And even if something happens to the vehicle, you should be on notice that you needed to remove the vehicle within reasonable time to ensure that it doesn't pose danger.
So these are a number of trucks loaded with scraps.
Scrap metal, and they are parked there.
It's a very unregulated space. Remember, we've said before that sometimes the guardrails that we fix when we build road infrastructure, they take it off and they sell it off as scrap. So we are leaving this space to unregulated. Then tomorrow we'll issue a national urban policy on scrap movement and those things, long things.
Yeah, so the authorities should deal with it quickly.
Very
and then
important.
quickly, before we go to the
Yes,
AG's matter,
Yeah.
let me also say that this morning as I was coming, the curve before you reach Joy FM, the Fanofa Street.
Yes.
There's a curve. If you take the if you're coming from Circle, but you use the overpass.
Yes.
Overpass instead of the interchange.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that distinguishes.
I see where you're coming.
There is a curve.
True.
You turn before you face the traffic light.
So
before
spare parts dealers are there.
Yeah, some small spare part dealers are there. Yes. For some reason, some brilliant Aboboya.
Not again.
Yeah, with his wooden planks, though.
Yeah.
So clearly doing volatile. So decided in the curve.
Yeah.
He decided to park the Aboboya there and just left it.
Oh, he's not even on the.
No, not on it at all.
He's left it there.
So if for some reason you take your eye off the road,
you are running into
it. I hope that by now he has come to remove it. Or that the authorities have gone to it. Is in the middle, almost in the middle of the road.
It's not good.
You don't park things like that, let alone truck or whatever it is.
You say it's loaded with the
plants are inside. So I hope that he has come to remove it. If he has not, the authorities should deal with it because it's a danger, a hazard.
This thing really vexes me. Okay. Remember the last time I talked about being fined by the DVLA because I was told I was stopped and somebody in Mufti stopped me and I didn't stop and I paid the fine. But this Aboboya gets to do that and gets away with it. Why?
Yeah, discrimination.
Why?
They are different.
First of all,
he doesn't have the license to do what he's doing. Secondly, he's breaking the law at will.
Can you imagine?
And we are,
it
just
seems that we are rather entertaining indiscipline on the road.
Look, I mean, whoever is in charge of this space, we need to feel your presence because when we move on the roads, it doesn't feel like the state is alive to its responsibilities, and we don't feel safe when we move around. Now, so I'm moving to the government's position paper now. Okay, let me bring some comments quickly on the Tema and the little chit-chats we've had. Hello, Caleb. Tema falling apart is solely the responsibility of Tema Municipal Assembly. We report issues to them and nothing is done. In Community 7, a resident extended his house to completely take over the pedestrian walkway. Can you imagine that? So this is taking over the easement in the neighborhood, yes. And he reported and TMA officials came and did nothing. Now he has moved sewage lines onto the public car park and Tema is still watching. TMA is still watching. And the neighbor has also partially taken her side of the pedestrian walkway. Oh, wow. Why are we paying the staff and they don't even do any work at all? It's frustrating. You send this from Tema. Your name is Jay. So people are extending their property to the pedestrian walkway. Yeah. One has done it. Nothing has happened. Another has done it.
Because he got away with it.
And everyone would just start moving their walls to the road. Yeah. Oh, man. Caleb and Tim, good morning. With the discussion on street parking and the likes, there is a death trap which emerges between Ashaiman Kaketo and the traffic light where our mothers, fathers, youth, among others, parade on the street. In fact, the outer lane, okay, so they parade the place to trade. We have had issue of people being killed by a failed truck, yet the issue keeps springing up. We are calling on authorities in Ashaiman not to sit and wait till another death happens. This is my humble plea. And I recall there was a story very close to the Ashaiman police station. A truck lost its way, run into market women, and there were fatalities like that. Because really, if you go to Ashaiman, you're driving on the main road through the market, you wouldn't. You are battling with truck pushers, with traders. It's a whole Biafra on it. So let me just put it that way to be safe. Because what's coming to mind, I'm not sure. I cannot say that. No. So that's it with Ashaiman and Tema and our built environment and spaces. Now, broadly speaking, on the government's position paper, it accepted or supported and modified 60 recommendations from the Constitutional Review Committee. It accepted partly or mixed 10 recommendations and then rejected, including statutory alternatives, 60 of same. So we have a breakdown of the subjects, government's position, and a concise summary of exactly what it is. Kaka, do you want me to go through it so we discuss, or you want to? Okay, so let me just do that quickly. So the first point is the presidential term of office. So when you look at the presidential term of office, Article 66(1), currently what we have is a 4-year, 2-term, 4-year. How do you say? It's a 2-term, 4-year tenure, isn't it? Or is a 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Now, so the proposition or the recommendation is that we have a 5-year presidential term. The government accepted that with a corresponding 5-year parliamentary term. And the government says the longer cycle will provide more time for policy formulation, implementation, and assessment. So I'll leave this for you to explain later and the mechanics of it. We can go into the merits, but I'm just running through them very quickly. So then when it comes to the minimum age qualification for the presidency, Article 62B deals with that. What I read first on the presidential term is Article 61A. Now 62B looks at the minimum age requirement for the presidency. Now it was accepted with modifications. So government accepts the reduction of the minimum presidential age, but proposes 35 years rather than the committee's proposed 30 years. So the committee proposed 30, government accepted it but modified it and made it 35 years. Now when it comes to the scheduling the presidential election, Article 63(2)(a) deals with that. The government position is that it accepts it, and the point is that it accepts holding presidential election on a date set by the Electoral Commission within the first week of November to improve predictability and allow more time for transition before January 7. So we are looking at an earlier election day, which will be in November. That's a recommendation. The government accepted that. Another thing the government accepted is the presidential election petition. Article 64 deals with that. And it says that accepts a 14-day deadline for filing presidential election petitions, a 30-day deadline for the Supreme Court to decide, and then mandatory prompt disclosure of relevant election data by the Electoral Commission. There is condition of service for the president that is here, and it goes on to talk about emoluments, presidential appointments, presidential immunity. Let me go through them quickly. So when it comes to the condition of service of the president, Article 68(5) looks at that. The government's position partly accepted. Accepts taxation of the president's salary, allowances, goods, and services, but rejects taxation of the president's retirement gratuity and pension, and prefers the detailed tax rules to remain in tax legislation. On the emoluments of Article 71 office holders, that is Article 71, 1 and 2, the government accepted the position. The government's position is that it accepts the recommendations, accepts establishing an independent public emoluments commission to determine the salaries, allowances, facilities, and privileges of all public officers, including Article 71 office holders. And when it comes to presidential appointments, that's Article 70. It's accepted, the government position is accepted with modifications. So accepts stronger checks on selected presidential appointments, but finds the committee's 4-tier classification difficult to implement. So the Constitution Review, CRIC, will develop a more workable framework for limiting presidential discretion where appropriate. On presidential immunities, the government position rejected. Rejects removing the time protection linked to presidential immunity. The government says Article 57(6) only suspends proceedings during a president's tenure and does not grant permanent immunity. There are those on the citizenship that I would like to jump over and look at very quickly. if you bear with me. So on citizenship, constitutional right of abode for persons of African descent, that's accepted. Gender neutral spousal citizenship regime, that's accepted. Council of State and appointment. Okay, so this is Council of State. It goes on. So this is all there is for the citizenship. So let me bring you details to the African people of African descent. So it accepts a constitutional right of abode for persons of African descent in the diaspora, leading to a heritage-based citizenship pathway under conditions set by Parliament. Legislation will provide the criteria, procedures, safeguards, and immigration controls. And then it accepts gender-neutral spousal citizenship regime and removal of rules that disadvantage Ghanaian women in transmitting citizenship to foreign spouses. Let me invite you into the work that the Constitution Review Commission has done and the government's position paper, your preliminary thoughts on same, Kakra. Your preliminary remarks.
I'm not sure I want to provide any preliminary remarks on this because I reject the invitation to come off as cynical. So, I mean, I find interesting. Maybe let me go back to the summary, the document we have here summarizing. What I find interesting, maybe I'll touch on. So, you've talked about. Yes, so let's go to Parliament and look at some of the positions on the recommendation. So let's look at dual citizenship and parliamentary membership, Articles 8 and 94.
Yeah.
The government accepted this, and the summary is that government accepts allowing Ghanaian citizens by birth who hold another citizenship to contest and serve in Parliament without renouncing the other citizenship. Staying in Parliament, there's also the Parliamentary Term of Office, Article 113, accepted a 5-year parliamentary term and constitutional confirmation that parliamentary and presidential elections will occur on the same day. Article 93A, the size of Parliament, accepted with modifications, a constitutional cap on Parliament, but proposes 300 members rather than 276. It envisages 276 constituency MPs and 24 proportional representation seats for women, persons with disability, and youth, alongside clearer statutory criteria for constituency delimitation. Then you look at cross-carpet in Article 97(1)(g), rejected. The government rejects further amendment of the anti-carpet crossing rule. The government considers the current Article 97(1)(g) adequate and wants it retained.
Okay.
Parliamentary independence. The government position mixed.
Okay.
Takes separate positions on 7 proposals. It rejects constitutional rules on caucus leadership, parliamentary contempt, and deadlines for subsidiary legislation. It accepts open recorded voting, clearer private members' bills, and replacing MPs' end-of-term gratuities with a pension scheme. That is accepted. It supports stronger conflict of interest rules, but prefers the Code of Conduct for Public Officers Bill to a constitutional amendment. Caleb, let me take you to quickly on public participation in the legislative process.
Yeah.
That rejected. The government rejects constitutionalizing public participation in lawmaking. It considers existing parliamentary practice sufficient and prefers improvement through legislation or administrative procedures. You've already touched on citizenship.
Yeah.
You have done that already. I want to go to the part on I think the part about the lands and other resources.
Okay.
No, I'll have to go back. Sorry about that.
So while you get there, let me bring the Attorney General's Office and Anti-Corruption Architecture, for example. So the Attorney General's prosecutorial powers under Article 88(3) and 4, the government's position is mixed, is rejecting removing the Attorney General's authority to prosecute corruption offenses and retains the Attorney General as the principal prosecuting authority. It accepts greater operational independence, security of tenure, and institutional strengthening for the Director of Public Prosecutions, but prefers legislation and administrative reform rather than a separate constitutional prosecutorial structure. Now, remove Shraj's anti-corruption mandate. That's accepted. So accept removing Shraj's anti-corruption investigation mandate so it can focus on human rights and administrative justice and avoid overlap with other anti-corruption bodies. And then establishment of Anti-Corruption and Ethics Commission. Policy objective is accepted. Legislation is preferred. So it supports the objectives of an Anti-Corruption and Ethics Commission, but rejects creating it as a new constitutional body. It prefers establishment by statute with flexibility over its mandate. Sky, I thought I heard the Attorney General yesterday say something about a separation of the Ministry of Justice from the Office of the Attorney General yesterday. Did he say something like that?
Yeah, he said something to that effect, that they have accepted that recommendation, that there will be a separate ministry responsible for justice, which will be concerned with how justice is delivered in the country, and then a separate Office of Attorney General, akin to that of a Supreme Court judge, in terms of status, not that he's a judge,
right?
But the office
the
is
implications
given,
of its
exactly,
right.
So that he will be responsible for all the other jobs that the Attorney General ordinarily performs under the Constitution, so that it removes, per the argument, the conflict, the inherent conflict, where the Attorney General is the person that maintains how the administration of justice is run in the country. One key illustration of this is that sometimes you are in court as the Attorney General, and your labor is to prosecute somebody successfully, because you are interested in putting people behind bars. But what a Minister for Justice should equally be concerned about, if you hold the two positions, is whether justice is truly being done.
Served.
You understand? Because there are documents which ordinarily sometimes should play to the advantage of the accused person, as we are seeing with a particular case. I wouldn't mention the specific case, but for some reason the Attorney General chose to suppress those documents, and some orders have gone out that some of these documents, a part of them, should be made available to the accused person. Now, ordinarily, a person who is in charge of justice delivery should be interested in whether in the effort to prosecute people there's a manifest fairness. You understand?
So you're seeing
but where the two are together, there's conflict. You want to put the person away, and you are also aware that if you make certain materials available, although the Constitution requires it, it might do damage. Exactly. So that separation, that's basically the argument that is often made to defend that. Of course, there are other issues about being able to take on the government when members of the government are misbehaving, but you are also a part of the government. Then you turn your blind eye, and then you go after the opposition because that one is convenient and all of that.
Just two things on that in terms of appointing authority and independence, because you can have the two offices separate. If you have the same appointing authority, how are they going to be independent enough to prosecute their own and then seek justice for, as you put it? I don't know if you get my question.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, look, I mean, to be frank with you,
so that we are not duplicitous.
To be frank with you, when we first spoke about this matter in December, when the report came out, Godfred and I had a discussion with Bernard, and we agree in principle with a lot of the things that were proposed. Disagree strongly with some of them on principle. Taking the document that the Attorney General put out yesterday, taking it together, taking it as a whole, and looking at what the committee recommended, and also examining or well aware of what had been proposed in the past. Respectfully, I think we should leave the Constitution alone.
But we shouldn't touch it at all.
The reason is that the reason for which some of us supported some of the recommendations or many of the recommendations of the committee, that, these things will make the Constitution work. It would seem to me, with the greatest respect, no matter how genuine the intentions of the current administration may well be, that they have their own reasons for wanting to carry out the reforms that they want to carry out. And that is a danger. Now, let me draw your attention quickly. And I made this point before. First of all, to the presidential term extension. You know, across the continent of Africa, one of the things leaders like is tweaking presidential terms, amending them to suit their interests, changing them so they can run again, all kinds of things. And they always find one reason or the other to support it. I was in Parliament when John Kufuor was about leaving office. He read his last State of the Nation address to the House when he was about departing. And one of the things he mentioned was that he thought that the presidential term was too short. And that going forward, we should consider extending it. The reason often advanced for this is that, when you come into office, you first of all have to put your government together.
It could take you a year.
It will take you some time. I mean, as we speak, some people haven't received appointments. People are still acting and all kinds of things are happening.
That's correct.
Some boards are still sitting there without...
That's correct.
And so, because of that...
And by your third year, it's another election.
You lose time. And then also... almost entirely throughout the life of a government, we are doing acrimonious politics, towards the next election.
Before you know it,
and therefore, governance suffers as a result. Now, my position, which I articulated previously and which I restate here, is that argument should fall on its own sword, because, with the greatest respect, it doesn't make sense. If you extend it, we will take the same attitude that we currently apply to the current 4-year term into the 5-year term. We have 5 years. So don't worry about when we form our government. It's okay, let's relax on, how these things are fixed. We should wait, we'll do it.
But when you look at most of the development models around those nations we admire, most of them have these, 10 years where there's longevity. There's proper planning. That's
so
we
not
should
correct.
tweak the democracy.
That's not correct. That's not correct. With the greatest respect, that's not correct.
The democracy.
The U.S. Constitution is over 200 and something years old. Right. When it was born, this provision sits in the 4-year term. Of course, previously presidents could run for unlimited times, but that was subsequently changed to ensure that it's a 2-year.
But Sky, you see,
a 2-term limitation.
But that foundation we have never had, and that's why I agree with the concern he's raising about democracy. Okay, you've had, you see, the models we are citing as the standard.
They've had strong foundations for a long time.
Strong foundations with alternatives, not democracy as it is today, and have subsequently remodeled this. And now we all have to follow that. And that affects our development, our socio-economic development at the end of the day.
I understand your passion about democracy not working. I admire it. But the point I'm making has more to do with what we do here versus what is done elsewhere. 250 years ago or so, the US was not as developed. Do you understand the point I'm making?
I get you.
They were sitting in the belly of the King of England, who was directing affairs, what you do, what you don't. They eventually decided that, look, because of a few things regarding taxes and all kinds of things, they were no longer going to comply with what the UK people were demanding and what they were asking for. So they revolted, ultimately secured independence, and framed for themselves a democracy they believe will work for them. In there, they put a provision that the president runs for what? 4 years.
But America is not the only example.
No, I'm making a point. I'll come to that.
Okay.
It has worked for them for what? 4 years. The government going into office knows that I have 4 years. If I work properly, the people renew my mandate. Now, can you imagine? If you extend it to 5 years, what it means is we are saddled with an incompetent government, a hopeless government who has no idea how to fix our problems. We have no way of recalling that government, and we are saddled with it for the next 5 years.
What if the opposite is true? That you have a visionary government that is focused,
you see, you don't make laws. I see, here's the thing about laws. You don't make laws because you assume that at some point we have good people in office. You put a provision in office, into the constitution to ensure that even if we have the worst of people, at least there will be an opportunity for us to do something about it. 4 years, governments come, they misbehave, they don't solve the problems. Look, go to parliament.
Yes.
Many of the agreements, the laws they are passing quickly over the last 24 hours, they have got to do with things that the House hasn't even properly interrogated. Right? Ideally, these things would have been on the agenda from the get-go.
Probably they don't have time.
Scrutinize. Which one is
the life of the 9th parliament before you know it's run out? So
the point I'm making, and I made a point elsewhere, that what appears to be a better argument is that if you think that you are wasting time on forming a government, require of the president-elect that before you come into office, at least 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 month, you would have put out, because you know your people.
But you know the lobbying that goes into the forming of a government. It's not that simple.
No, it's not. You see, that we can make all the excuses we want to make.
It's not that simple.
You have been elected president of the republic.
Yes.
You know who is good in economics, who would good on that, who has served you well in this. Allow me to make
I get you. We are flowing. We are flowing.
You know all of these things.
Yes.
So when you are coming into office,
2
weeks, 1 month, 1 week, you put out a list that these are the people I hope to work with when I come into government. We require parliament that within one month, you should be able to vet these people and approve of them. In any event, I don't even see what some of the vetting things we do in Ghana, the useful purpose it serves. Because if the assumption is that you are already qualified as a member of parliament and you are in parliament, and assuming that we don't want to change that, the person ordinarily should qualify to become a minister. Do you understand the point I'm making?
I follow you.
So once you mandate parliament and say that, look, do this within 1 month, within 1 month, Parliament would have finished its work. You would have formed your government, and all the other excess, offices we add to the job of the president, we scrap them entirely, so that his job will be to concentrate on delivering the mandate.
Because currently he's appointing
too many people, and majority of the times he doesn't even know the people.
2 weeks, yes.
And then towards the question about campaigning 4 years, because that's what we do in this country. Pass a law. Which law will say that we are limiting the period for campaigning in this country? Active political season is limited to what? 3 months or 2 months before a general election. Once you do that, this business of every day we are campaigning, disrupting what we should do, what we should not do, that is also eliminated.
Are we really able to control that? I'm looking at the practicality also of these alternative propositions.
You can always give excuses for not performing the roles that you are supposed to perform. And that is exactly what you're doing.
No, maybe you are also looking at what is practical and what works, so that you make the laws that fit into what has been
so we should have
the culture of the people.
If
That's
5 years
practical.
works, what stops somebody from saying, let's make it 10 years renewable?
The point also is that we have a lot of abandoned projects we've not continued in a long time, and we've not been able to have governments.
That is a bogus argument, because when Citi FM decided to prosecute projects to help people in need after the floods, we took on the project. We put together a schedule. We put together budget supported by the people of this country. Honesty in prosecuting the project ensured that we delivered in good time.
But this is a private company. The considerations for a state running,
why should it be different?
But the procurement process for a state agency is different from what a private entity will be doing, for example.
You see, you are making all the arguments in the textbooks, which they normally flag. to justify their irresponsibility in office. I am saying that if we were to run dutifully, honestly, to the glory of God, how this country properly, the way God will be happy with it.
God. You don't know. My God.
And as if we were running the private sector, we wouldn't have these problems. How long did it take for the people of Tema to see some relief in the area that the garbage was, where they were selling fish? This matter, you said you saw it was 6 years ago.
6 years ago, nothing changed.
What? Should it take 6 years to move into that space and correct that situation?
So you're saying longevity of time is not equal to efficiency?
It is not the issue. A government that cares about a particular problem and decides to resolve it will resolve it. So how long have we been dealing with Galamsey? Nanado failed to deal with it decisively. This new government has inherited it. It is pussyfooting around it. It will not solve it. A new party will come and say, yes, we want to do it, and then it will also come and dilly-dally around it. We don't need extension in the life of government. Because you see, this is how they start. Oh, this thing is not working, let's change it. Tomorrow somebody will come and say, oh, even the 5 years, no. Let's make it 10 years so that we can do it 2 terms. Before you know it, this constitution which has given us 30 years of uninterrupted democracy. People will be playing hanky-panky with it, and before you know it, we are in a crisis situation.
So your position...
So I beg you, I have heard the wisdom expressed by those who believe that we should extend it, but with the greatest respect.
You don't think it's the intention behind it?
The Constitution as it is, right?
Yes.
It has worked for us thus far. But if the motives that are propelling some of these things that they are talking about...
But how do you determine motives?
But we can see it on the Facebook. I've read the document. I've read the document. We have rejected this.
Yes.
Some of these things which are actually to constrain the power of the president, limit his authority to specific fields and make the document work. Because the people who sat down to make do the job, They went to the people of Ghana. They asked them questions. They made people. I did not agree with many of the things, some of the things they said.
Very well.
But I thought that on the whole, they did a great job. Now, how many people in cabinet? They have not been around the country. They have not spoken to these people. But self-serving, what's the word? Interest. Ensure that in a cabinet of how many people?
No, so they are the ones implementing the proposal, so they know what is possible and what is not practical.
No, it's not what they don't know what it is.
Okay, so Kakra, come
throw it to the people of Ghana to decide it. Don't come and say, oh, this one.
In fact,
I was going to ask what
please let me say this. I agree with the criticism on the cabinet. Your cabinet is not representative, right? But they are making these decisions that you are displeased with. That goes to the root of the problem. It is because of the structure of the political governance. That is why the cabinet plays such a role. And it comes back to my argument about your democracy.
Yeah, but you see, an honest leadership will say that I give this work for these guys to go out there. There is wisdom or some wisdom in the public square.
Plurality of views.
They have returned a certain report. I may not agree with everything, but I'm not rejecting, accepting. No, let's put that as is, right? To the people. Let the people decide what works and what doesn't work. But where you say, oh, this one, I accept it. This one, I don't accept it. On the basis of what?
But that's
and the wisdom we have articulated
gives. What? That leeway is given by the structure of our politics.
Yes, you call it a leeway. It doesn't mean that you should exploit it.
Anyway, so Sky's position, this is just one item in the recommendations we have seen.
And that's the biggest.
Yes, this is the biggest. Yes.
If you have a certain mampem or whatever it is.
But yeah.
Whatever, Betusala in office for
I get it.
The danger I'm pointing out.
Let me ask you this question. Sky, let me ask you this question. Okay, granted that there may be unknown interests behind the documents as we see it, the intentions that we don't know about. It doesn't also mean that there are things in our constitution that should not be amended.
Exactly.
No, I have said that here.
No, you have said that. You said we should leave the
But
constitution
at
as
the
it is
risk-
based on the
I appreciate
intentions.
the risk.
No, because I did a permutation of everything.
Yes. The
context
Taking
I
as a
got.
whole, what
Yes.
they have said that we should accept, what we should not accept, and
Yes,
all of that.
based on
that
the
one.
reading of the
because it is accentuated. I had the brofo by some other consideration, which appears inconsistent with the work that was done by the commission, the committee.
Let me come back to
At the risk of pursuing certain parochial interests as against the interest of the public, I can agree with Sky that then let's just leave the constitution as it is.
Yeah.
But for me, it saddens me because then citizens have their back against the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the case that we all agreed. People had their positions. The committee went around and engaged, citizens about this.
Right.
And you see that I was going to read the last one. So a lot of the proposals that would have come from the citizens appear to be pushed, to be rejected. Okay. By a cabinet that may not necessarily be that representative. Okay. Where do we go then as citizens? Where do we go?
60 recommendations were accepted in whole.
Approximately.
10 mixed and then 60 rejected.
Why I'm asking where do we go
Right.
comes back to my anti-democracy position. Because it is not serving us the kind of governance that we need. Okay? Because we even to the extent that we have boldly told the committee through the engagements what we want, are we going to get what we want? Are we looking at the things that were rejected and accepted as citizens, are we going to, if you go to the streets right now, I am sure majority of Ghanaians will be against the extension of the presidential term. But,
Are you sure?
But is that in our hands?
You'll be shocked.
No, because
we need to. Okay.
No, because Sky's argument is fundamental, and I believe that we all understand it. What will that one extra year add to our socioeconomic development? That 1 year will put people in office, will expend more of the public resources to pay gratuities, etc. But how many unemployed Ghanaians will get jobs? How many unemployed youth? How will it reduce the housing deficit? We don't hear about that.
Okay, so earlier in the news review, you read a story that pointed to a survey that said a lot more young people are expecting.
Yeah, I read that today.
Yes, that the democracies that we practice in Africa should be tuned or fine-tuned to reflect who we are, our ideals,
and our
to
realities.
solve our realities, basically, right? And what we have seen practically across the continent is that where you go to jurisdictions that have leaderships that have clear vision, are firm and disciplined, and have enough time. They've been able to deliver some social development that is appreciable, that everyone can point to and see. So there is that aspect. So can we then look at making the democracy we have not necessarily modeling what we think is an ideal, what has worked for someone else based on their history, their antecedents and all, so that we fashion our democracy to suit us? Maybe part of that means that let's give those who lead us some more time to deliver on their vision. I'm coming, Magbona. Oh, no. And then so that's the point. Okay. Reflecting the story we read a bit earlier. And then the second point about whether or not cabinet has the power to
no, we have not said
I'm saying I'm coming. Let me just I'm coming. Interest. Thank you for that. So about the fact that you've commissioned people to go and, as it were, survey the views and aspirations of people on the constitution with respect to what they want, and then you sit down in your wisdom collectively and say, okay, this one is practicable, that one we don't like, this one we will tweak. It's not also part of the consultative process where the governed and the governors are engaging on the views on what each other views is practical. So they will say the Ghana we want. The people have said we want A, B, C, and D, and then the government thinks we should do it X, Y, and Z. I think there will be a referendum for the subsequent. Will there not?
You don't understand.
No, McDonald. Let me ask a more simple question now. After this position paper, what's next?
What it means is, what ultimately makes it to the ballot is a question of what government is happy with or what it is not happy with.
You understand what is practical and what it doesn't think is practical.
So it is not a question of, we have gone to the people.
Yes.
The people have told us their views. We have sat down with how many cabinet, how many people are there? And then we have decided that, as for this one that people are talking about there, no, we don't care about it. So we have rejected it.
So we are in charge of the public purse. We know how to run it. So if you are bringing a law, for example, and it is going to cost us and we don't have the means for that, I think that was the argument the previous government made with some of the private members' bills we saw, right? So from the position of leadership, seeing the books and all, if some of the proposals are not practical necessarily, there should be some way to tweak it. I don't know. I'm just arguing. Just exchanging ideas. Just exchanging ideas.
Yeah, then you should as well not have gone to the people to ask them what their views were on the subject.
Sky, I want to share something
on,
to support the argument that you're making about the term limit for the presidency. Professor Nik Amarteifio sent me this. He says, this statement.
Good morning, Prof.
Yes. Good morning, Prof. This statement is known as Parkinson's Law, coined by British naval historian Cyril Northcote Parkinson in a satirical 1955 essay for The Economist. It means that if you give yourself a long time to do a small job, you will spend all the time doing it.
I like that.
And then there's more. Why this happens? It says less urgency. Without a close deadline, your brain does not feel the need to rush. More overthinking. Extra time leads to changing things too many times or making the task harder than it needs to be. And then slow pace. You move slow to match the big block of time you saved for the job. How to fix it? Short deadlines. Give yourself half the time you think you need for a task. Use a timer. Set a clock to lock in your focus and stop looking at your phone. But essentially, this is
I think many students can relate.
Parkinson's Law extended
bless you, Professor. Bless you.
Your extra term.
It's a good. I have this message from Council, my friend Akapo. It says that official presidential term limits were introduced in the United States with the 22nd Amendment on February 27, 1951. Before this formal law, the country relied on an informal tradition. The US has over 200 years tweaked the democracy to suit their needs. We also need to be allowed to go through that process.
I was not talking about term limits in terms of how many times you go. I was talking about a 4-year limit on the life of a president, you understand, before you seek re-election.
No, I don't think this is necessarily to counter your point. It's sort
of
just
corroborating
my point. My point is that it's not attacking.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just clarifying.
that these so-called great democratic models, we really shouldn't be looking there
because they have
had
in the
enough
game.
time to do trial and error and see what works for them.
Precisely.
We came out of a colonial authoritarian rule and we are told do democracy.
Exactly. But see, if you look at the Lee Kuan Yew's we talk about a lot of the times, you've had constitutions that have protected their tenure. They've had enough time to develop the discipline and culture of the people so that today we are admiring them in the manner we do. If you look at the 1960-1964 Constitution, for example, I'm coming to your argument about the cabinet, sort of showing interest in this and not and that and that. You realize that those two pieces of legislation were crafted to, as it were, protect the president, our first president at the time, because of all the issues and histories that were surrounding that situation. So constitutions really, the little I know, are built to actually reflect the aspirations of the people and enhance the ability of the leadership to deliver. As to whether or not the 5-year term will make it more practical for them to deliver, it's a good debate to have with respect to what Professor Nik Amarteifio has shared with us, for example. My point is that the governors having an interest in what they reform or not, it has always been with us.
No, you see,
constitutions have always been.
I understand
crafted to.
I understand the argument you are making, but you see, I think I have done enough work in this space to know what propels the interests of politicians majority of the time.
Yeah.
You understand? And I can say that this so-called reform that we say we want to do, it is not, with the greatest respect, to make the constitution work for all of us. There is a self-interest that is driving this particular process. Because like I said, if you believe that you actually want to make the document work, and the people of Ghana have told you what they believe will make the document work, put everything together. Those that will go to referendum, take it to them, let them decide. But you sitting a group
you can fine-tune what the people are saying, because not every day what the people say is right. We have talked about what's in public interest and what interests the public. Oh no, it's a conversation. We are just exchanging ideas, you know.
Okay.
You know, you can allow
let me move on further. Let me bring something else into the debate.
Sky, I have something for you.
Okay.
From our Leonard Senior.
Okay.
It says this is for Sky. Talking to someone does not change them unless they choose to learn from their own real life experience, as personal growth requires internal reflection rather than just hearing words from others.
I think I think it's in to deal with what do you call it? The point you made about let us learn as we go and make changes that will reflect our own learning.
Right.
I take that point. I take that point on board. But you see, I think wisdom also demands that we should know what worked elsewhere and how to tweak it in our circumstances to improve our own circumstances without using the long learning curve that those people would have used. What am I trying to say?
I get you.
We didn't previously have mobile money, right? We didn't have mobile money. Somebody invented a mobile phone. Now, the previous assumption was that if you brought mobile money to Ghana or technology like that to Ghana, many people would not understand how to use it. People would only use it when they understand how technology works, right? But somehow, within what would be considered to be a short time, we have been able to invent a way of using mobile money in this country.
I get you.
To the extent that a whopping majority of Ghanaians can go on their phones and effect payments in one way or the other. Many of them uneducated. Now, if you go to the West, many Western countries don't even have anything close to this. Mobile money. They use other forms of what? Banking. So the assumption that it is impossible to pick up a product somewhere and work it to our advantage is misleading, because we took up this technology from elsewhere and we have found proper use for it, which is serving our interest. The same way we have adopted democracy. It may not be the best form of what do you call it, developing our country and all of that. But the point I'm making is that it is possible to learn as we go and make changes. Look at how the US was able to do ABCD, how the UK was able to do ABCD. Say that, okay, we are going to circumvent the process. We will not go through that long learning curve they went through.
But there are some growth processes you have to go through to better understand.
Okay, so then that will take you to a philosophical discussion about whether democracy can work with very few educated people. Lee Kuan Yew, if you read him and you listen to his submissions, he takes the view that for democracy to work, you need a critical mass of the people properly educated. Right? Do you see proper education around us?
Not quite.
So you see,
are not appreciable. They're not where it should be.
But Sky, in as much as I agree with you, I feel that the context, I agree with you, fantastic point, but the context slightly differ. I like the mobile money analogy. Only that, for me, there's that clear distinction, okay? One thing we are talking about was sort of an imposition later inherited. That critical difference is important for me.
Okay.
Mobile money is different. One imposition was not necessarily for your gain. Do you get it? And for me, that nuance.
So you think that the people who brought democracy, they were not thinking about democracy?
What in colonization was for your benefit?
What? So it's a byproduct of colonization.
Well, you know that over the period, our constitutions have also evolved because, I mean, you had 1925 Gettysburg's constitution. You moved on. You had Watson coming through. You had, committees. You've had all that we've seen: 57, 60, 64, 69, 75, all of that, and they've evolved over the time to reflect, the situations on the ground. You had a time where a president even had legislative powers, even though you had a legislature. So even the existence of cabinet today has evolved through our constitution's growth and all of that. So we are getting somewhere. That's the point I'm making. We are getting somewhere.
I want to ask you guys a question. So, do we think Rwanda is a democracy? Is running a democracy?
Well, they are running what they believe is their democracy.
Exactly.
That's what they are.
But
so why can't we remodel what works for us? Rwanda has remodeled. Yes. They have been criticized by the West because they are not matching the standards. They are not using the
human rights.
The model of the West's democracy as the standard. But they have created something that works for them. So why can't we create something that works for us than to always try to remodel what was imposed and subsequently
and also
inherited?
Give ourselves time to grow it. I mean, we've done more than 30 years with this Fourth Republican Constitution.
You see, I think those are constitutional design issues.
Okay.
And governance issues that I believe maybe we can reserve for another day.
Very well.
Right? Although the invitation is very, very, very juicy.
And delicious.
Delicious. I want to take you back with the greatest respect to another...
My time is up though, so
okay,
let's do
just
this
quickly. The matter of Parliament, for instance.
Yeah.
With the greatest respect. Look, I've engaged that institution for 2 decades.
Correct.
Right? Actively. For 2 decades. Now, and with the greatest respect, that gives me some authority to say what I'm about to say. In many ways,
yes,
our parliament is not fit for purpose. In many ways. There are things they do right, but in many ways, it is not fit for purpose. Because there are so many things that parliament should be able to take on and deal with, regardless of whether it is government bringing a business for you to do. But what do? The government says that this is good for us. It is irrelevant that my constituents' interest will not be properly served.
Very well.
Right? Things that you and I can see and say that no, there's a problem with it. In some cases, people sat down to take decision on documents only to be asked after the decision has been made. Did you take your time to read? They say no, we have not read it. But the party people say let's pass it through.
So whose interest is Parliament pursuing?
No, you see, that's not the worst part. The worst part is that over the years, the Constitution sets a floor in excess of 100, right? Somehow, the same politicians you are saying they take decisions with some wisdom, and that wisdom we should swallow a hook like and say, come on. They have expanded that to 275.
Yes.
What kind of value has that returned for us?
It's a good question.
That matter, the jury is still out there as to whether 275 from 100 and something has served us usefully.
Let me put
I just want to add.
Okay, please.
But you see, they are now inviting you to vote for an amendment that takes the 275 to 300. Now, you didn't see that? You are surprised.
I saw the indemnity clause that they were silent on. That one I was going to put it to you for your attention, but another day. We are out of time today.
You see, they have taken the 275. They want to raise it and cap it.
As in Parliament.
Yes. At 300.
As in what? 300 constituencies, 300 MPs. The Parliament that the people don't show up and they are always fighting for quorum.
You see, so that's why I'm saying that if you put everything together, with the greatest respect, let's leave the Constitution the way it is.
It's a good place to leave the conversation. Yes. They want to increase the seats to 300.
Accepts a constitutional cap on Parliament, but proposes 300 members.
This one at the bracket. Oh man, always great having conversations with Francisca, Richard, and Leskai. We'll take a quick break, and when we're back, there is more. But before then, if you're ready to level up your future, make Academic City University your first choice. At Academic City, students don't just learn, they build, innovate, and lead. Our graduates work with global companies like Apple, Goldman Sachs, Ernst & Young, while others are building startups and driving innovations across Africa. Academic City offers innovative undergraduate and postgraduate programs in engineering, business administration, communications, AI, data science, and cybersecurity. We are also the first university in sub-Saharan Africa to offer undergraduate programs in nuclear engineering and unmanned aerial systems engineering. Yep, you heard me right. Professional development courses are also available, so call us 053-101-2236. Visit act.edu.gh for more. Academic City, educating future-ready leaders. We all know that silence when your rent is due and you can't pick up the call. The shop is empty, you're pretending it's fine. When salary finished 2 weeks ago and there's still a week to go. When your goods are stuck at the port and the clearing agents keep calling. When your business idea is ready but the cash is, and that silence is called money. Bills breaks the silence whether you need working capital, salary loan, emergency cash, or startup funding. Your Ghana card is all you need. Call Bills Microcredit today. 0596-920-833. Break the silence. Bills got you. Planning for the future begins with the small decisions you make today. One of that could be saving and investing early with EDC to build wealth and retire comfortably. One clear sign of financial growth is when your money starts working for you through steady returns, long-term wealth creation, and EDC has professional fund management, flexible investment options, potential for higher returns, and financial security for retirement and future goals. So your financial independence is possible with EDC. Sign up today. WhatsApp at 0509-268-414. The Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences Women's Award 2026. This is an exciting stuff that is about to happen. And when I return, I engage the venerable Professor Gladys Amponsa. She's the chair of the Ghana Academy Women's Awards Committee. Great conversation coming up shortly. Stay with me.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh, not in a traffic is what point, sir.
Driver, police phone insurance.
Hey, my insurance will do on point.
They just arrested someone whose insurance expired last month. Now, dear, last 2 years, you are still going.
Hey, where will I pass? Let me park and now come and wait. Oh, what's that? You hide. Just walk into the store and get the new Hollard Insure Pack.
Don't be caught wanting. Hollard Insure Pack is now available at select Malcolm stores and Shell shops nationwide. Just pick one app and the shop attendant will give you the instruction manual. Follow the instructions to complete the process. Araba Hollard will instantly send your policy document and insurance sticker straight to your WhatsApp. For more details and inquiries, call 020-546-3696 or 056-111-2777.
Bruh, what's that? Driver, where's your insurance?
Hollard Insure Pack, boss. Bought it at the Malcolm store right there. Instant.
Hey, why lucky for Hollard Insurance?
Hollard Insure Pack. And yet too easy.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Ujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It's a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Admissions. This August,
Begin your future at Valley View University, the only university that gives you more than a degree. The 2026-2027 academic year begins at all our campuses, Oibi, Kumasi, and Techiman. At VVU, our holistic education builds character, nurtures faith, and prepares all students for real impact in the world market. Our alumni are excelling in fields such as computer science, biomedical engineering, nursing, midwifery, education, communications, business administration, agriculture, agribusiness, theology, and more. Choose VVU. Learn with values, lead with confidence, and serve with excellence. Admissions are open for the September 2026-2027 intake. Apply now at admissions.vvu.edu.gh. VVU, excellence, integrity, and service.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
City 97.3 Accra.
I'm excited to be engaging an accomplished professor of anesthesiology this morning. She's chairman of the communications subcommittee of the Ghana Academy Women's Award Committee. This is under the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences Women's Award 2026. Professor Gladys Amponsah. Prof, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
It's really nice to have you. Interestingly, just this morning, my curiosity took me to read up on a woman I learned is the first female Ghanaian judge in our history, Anija Age. Yeah, and so it's good to have you in the studio talking about women in academia.
Mm-hmm. And a bit of correction, it's not only women in academia.
Okay.
We're going to talk about others.
Okay.
Other women.
Okay. Oh, so other women. So it's not restricted to academia.
No.
Oh, right.
That's
So
the whole focus of
right.
the symposium.
I'll let you tell us a bit about that. But we want to get to know you a bit. Who is Professor Gladys Amponsah?
Professor Gladys Amponsah is a graduate of the University of Ghana Medical School.
Okay.
The premier medical school of the country, started by the first president.
Correct.
And after my graduation, I did my internship in Kolebu. And I went straight into anesthesia.
Okay.
So I spent all my working life in anesthesia.
Right.
1 year down the line, I got a scholarship to go to the United Kingdom to do my specialization.
Right.
I was sent to the University of Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
There I did my fellowship of the Royal College. When I got my fellowship exams, I came back home a couple of years later and joined the department of anesthesia at Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Right.
And I stayed in the department for about 3 decades.
Wow.
Before I was moved, or I moved myself, I don't know which one comes, to the newly established University of Cape Coast School of Medical Sciences.
Okay.
To help them establish that school.
Wow. So how long have you practiced?
For practice, well, I would say, let me say about 3 decades, because when I went to University of Cape Coast, I did very little of clinical work, what we call clinical work, that is going to theater.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'm restricting it to 3 decades.
But if you add your...
But in academia, the first question was academia is over 4 decades.
Oh, right. That's serious. And then tell me about your days starting, who some of your colleagues were and what some of your memories are, setting off.
I had a very interesting class in the medical school.
Right.
At the time we qualified from the medical school, there were 55 of us.
55?
Yeah, we were the first biggest class in the medical school.
Wow.
But the point is that there were 55 of us. There were only 5 females.
Out of the 55?
After the 55. So you can imagine what we went through during that class. But we managed.
Wow. Wow.
It was that ratio.
Yeah.
55 of us, only 5 of us.
Today, I see more girls.
Yes, now things have changed completely. It's not like our time.
It's a great improvement.
It's a great improvement in female education all over. Yeah. So now the numbers are much, much bigger. But we went through. We survived. As I said, we survived.
Who are some of your classmates?
My classmates, most of them are not around.
Okay.
I'll mention Kofi Ameniampong.
Okay.
Sakumono, he has a private clinic in Sakumono.
Right.
We are very close. We still communicate. We still do a lot of things together. We still do a lot of things together. Yes, because it's the one who comes. Most of them are in America and outside.
I see.
Yes.
Right. So let's get to talk about why we are here today. Sorry I took you down memory lane.
No, that's okay.
I appreciate your time with us. So tell us about the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences and the upcoming Women's Award. What's the inspiration behind it, though?
No, the Ghana Academy of Arts and Science, which was started way back in 1959, in the first, soon after independence, 59, November 59 to be exact.
That's right.
At that time, it had 20 fellows.
Wow.
And out of the 22 were women. One is Dr. Susan Ofurata, who later became the Graft Johnson, a Ghanaian.
Nice.
The other was Lady Barbara Jackson, a British, who was an economist and an author. Decades down, we still don't have a lot of females in the academy.
Right.
But this time around, we realize that there's what we call the quiet factor.
Okay.
Why do I say that?
Quiet factor.
Yes, we are in the academia.
Yeah.
But I know from my experience, from interaction with society at large, and people at large, family members, friends, I know that it's not only people in academia who have helped develop this country.
True.
There are many, many, many more people who are not in or who are not even in academia who help. I mean, I'll mention, for example, the one name which comes straight to me is Auntie Dede.
Auntie Dede.
Dede Ashkishan.
Oh, now Dede Ashkishan.
Dede Ashkishan.
Yeah.
People like that.
She's on the 50%.
Yes, I saw her here.
Yeah.
The people like them.
Correct.
I'll just tell my lady, my aunt, for example, never went to school.
Right.
But her contribution to society in my hometown was amazing.
Right.
So this time around, we are doing something completely different.
Okay.
We are not going to the people who have the chance to be recognized.
Okay.
The mainstream.
Okay.
The
regular suspects.
The regular suspects, as it were.
Right.
The media people.
Quiet change makers.
Quiet change makers.
I like this.
Quiet change in the background. Like the wind. You don't see the wind. You don't know where it starts, where it ends, but you have the effect of the wind. If there's no wind blowing, you see how hot you feel.
Absolutely.
So this is how I describe those people. They are the wind in our geography lessons.
That's right.
You don't see them. And yet they have made so much impact on the society.
Right.
So that's why the academy decided that let's look at those group of people.
Okay.
Because they don't have the chance of being recognized.
True.
Of being appreciated.
True.
Of being, honored.
So how are you going to find them? What's your methodology? And what message do you hope to convey by spotlighting the quiet change makers?
We're partnering with some people, some media houses to help us.
Nice.
We're going to use nomination forms.
Okay.
And anybody who thinks they have a person in mind is free to download the form.
Okay.
And fill it. A form is very simple. I mean, the instructions are very, very simple. The name of the person.
User-friendly stuff.
User-friendly. So anybody, we are not restricting to anybody who thinks they have a person in mind is free to nominate.
And the nominees don't have to be people with big titles.
No.
They have to be people like your aunt, as you said. Or the cocoa seller, my friend.
Yes.
Wow.
No. I know one story, for example, not from here, but it's worth mentioning. 1 year when the Queen Elizabeth was alive, her honest list, 1 year, one lady was on it, and she was amazed. Why? You know what job she was doing? She was the cleaner at the local council office.
Wow.
She was a cleaner.
Right.
So when the letter came, she thought this was all a joke.
Right.
But cleaning the place every day, making it, then when we come to work, we feel comfortable.
Dedication to
her
duty.
Over
years.
Yes. She ended up on the Queen's Honors List.
Wow. So that's what we are seeking to do.
Yes.
Unsung heroes.
Unsung heroes.
Quiet change makers.
Yes.
I like this. I really like this. So, and what's the message we will hope to send out there with this Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences Women's Award?
The message we want to send out there is that whatever your hands find to do it with all your might.
Brilliant.
You never know where it will end.
Right.
This lady who I just mentioned from the UK, I mean, they had this, you could have imagined that she will end up on the Queen's Honors List.
Wow.
So whatever you are doing, you think this is insignificant. No, it is. You talk about the Bofro seller. The children who go to school in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
They count on it. The mother gives the money, go and buy the Bofro and add to the cocoa. The mother is counting on that Bofro seller. So the child doesn't sit in the classroom hungry.
Yeah. Malnourished.
Not paying attention because he's hungry. The glucose level is so low, he can't pay attention.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage everybody. Not necessarily aiming that you get an award or recognition, but whatever you are doing, do it properly, effectively, to make an impact.
Right. I love this. So where can people go to nominate a deserving woman, and what's the deadline for nominations?
The Academy website.
Okay. Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences.
Yes, please.
Okay. And then what do we do?
You download the form, fill it, and submit it.
Okay. So you go to the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences website. I'm there now. You look for the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences Women's Award, and then you will find the form. Okay. I've seen that. So it's right here. It's 7 days away though.
No, we have pushed it to 15th.
Okay.
So the closing date is now the 15th.
Okay. So there's a bit of time to to nominate the deserving woman.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good one, Prof. What will be your final words for us before you take leave of us today? It's a Friday. It's good to have a grandma in the studio. Lots of young people listening. If you have any reflections, anything burning on your heart you want to share with the Republic, the nation listens here.
What I would say, maybe I've said in passing,
right,
that do everything you do with all your heart.
Right.
Aim at excellence. Right. Don't settle for mediocrity. That's one of the things I do. I mean, if you are that type, you can't come near me.
Yeah.
I said, if God wants you to be A+, why do you want to settle for B+? Aim at A+.
Right.
Because he knows that you can be A+. But most people, they are content. I mean, they get B+ and they just rest on their own. No. If I tell you how much work I still do at this stage, you can ask it.
I'm tempted to ask how old you even are, because I see a lot of grey too.
So,
yeah,
people should improve themselves all the time.
Right.
People should add value to their lives.
Right.
So even though I was a doctor, I am a doctor. It's not only medicine I've done in my life.
Right.
She knows it. It's not only medicine I've done in my life. I've done so many other things.
How long ago did you go on pension officially?
Oh, I never been on pension officially, so I can't give you that answer.
You've not retired?
No.
You're still working?
Yes.
And you're doing with all the diligence as though you're just starting.
It's only the volume of work that has reduced.
Right. But the quality hasn't changed.
No, because the scientists tell me that if I stop what I'm doing, my brain will go dead. And I don't want my brain going dead.
Right. Wow.
I want my brain to be active.
Wow.
So I'm not doing the same quantum.
Right.
But I'm doing something to keep my brains going.
Right. This is amazing. Professor Gladys Amponsah. Wow. It's a pleasure to have you in the studio, to hear from you. And your message to us is well noted, that we should do everything we do with diligence and excellence. All right. Please.
Before I go off, I want to start on behalf of the President, Council, and Fellows of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Science. We thank Citi FM very much. Thank you so much for your cooperation in all this, for receiving us this morning, for giving me the opportunity to speak about this symposium. We are most grateful. And also, I want to thank the chairman of the main committee, Professor Mama Attah-Mensah,
right,
who delegated me to come to do this job today. And all the members of the committee, I say thank you for trusting in me to come and represent the committee.
Wonderful.
In this program this morning.
Professor Gladys Amponsah, you're a fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences.
Yes.
It's a complete privilege and pleasure to have you in the studio to have a conversation about the upcoming awards. We will encourage all our listeners to go ahead and nominate the amazing women in their lives. And thank you for putting your spotlight on the quiet change makers. We really appreciate the thoughts that has gone into this, and thank you for spending time with us today.
Thank you.
God bless you. Cheers. Lovely time with Professor Gladys Amponsah, fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. If you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, you'll discover the refreshing taste of Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. So grab yours today. Available now at a local store near you. 0550-0322231. Piva Beverages, a taste you will love. Life Source International School, an all-girls STEM and entrepreneurship boarding school where we raise leaders and industry creators. We accept girls from Cambridge JHS1 through A levels, offering a safe learning environment, affordable tuition and scholarship opportunities for this academic year. We're focusing on STEM and entrepreneurial career paths for your girls. We build them to be disciplined, confident, and critical thinkers. Locate us at Apam Junction, Central Region, Ghana. Call 055-955-2263. LifeSourceGhana.org is where to visit for more information. Give your daughter an education that builds leaders. Enroll today at Life Source International School. There is great news. Ongalicious Abingwa Hapom has been extended to the 15th of August. Now participating is even easier. Simply submit 20 Onga powder promo sachets or 20 Onga shrimp tablet promo wrappers, or a mix of the two, making 20. Submit them at the Onga Redemption Center near you and receive your scratch card. Scratch it, reveal your unique code, dial *713*27#, win instantly. There is over 4 million Ghana cedis worth of cash and prizes to be won, including cash prizes up to 200,000 Ghana cedis of smart TVs, deep freezers, washing machines, kitchen appliances, and more. Promo now ends on the 15th of August. Terms and conditions apply. Is regulated by the NLA on its Caritas Lottery platform. Some further information for your attention. When we're back, there is more.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangy fruit drink, bursting with tangy flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-32231. Beaver, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva. Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and front whilst I'm gone. You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Original the drink. Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Abeku, I'm sharing my lunch with you today for playing this song. I should make you money. I'm giving you what I have. Listen, give your child the foundation to thrive in an ever-changing world. At Basto School Ghana, we combine academic rigor, innovative teaching, and enduring values within a nurturing environment where every learner is known, supported, and challenged to excel. Our students follow an internationally recognized American curriculum, graduate in an American high school diploma, and gain a competitive edge through dedicated SAT preparation, SAT preparation, advanced placement courses. This distinctive pathway positions them strongly for admission to leading universities across the world. We believe exceptional talent deserves exceptional opportunity. Our scholarship program offers multiple categories including academic excellence, leadership, need and merit-based awards, and making a world-class international education accessible to outstanding students from diverse backgrounds. For further inquiries, please call 0277 070 020. Enroll today and invest in a future without limits. Basto School, where you belong. And the countdown is on. The APSA Auto Fair, in partnership with Citi FM and Hollard Insurance, is bringing Ghana's leading automotive brands and thousands of car lovers together for one exciting weekend. Join us from Saturday 22 to Sunday 23 August at Good Park, Accra Mall, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. for the biggest auto event of the year. Bring a friend, bring the family, and come explore vehicles. Enjoy test drives, enhance insurance and affordable finance options from APSA Bank while you pimp your rides with new accessories. If you're looking to showcase your business, book an exhibition space by sending us a WhatsApp message to 054-136-1237 today. Kakra is in the studio. Sky is here as well. We have 3 minutes to wrap up. I'll take closing arguments from Sky and Francisco. And there are some dedications and messages, right? Okay. How do you want to go about it?
Let's conclude with the messages.
Yes. Some feedback.
Before you read that, there's a birthday dedication that I should do quickly for. Where's the birthday thing? Yes. So it says, happy 50th birthday to the love of my life. 50 years of grace, God's grace. And every one of them has made you the remarkable woman you are. Thank you for your love strength, kindness, and for being the heart of a family.
Okay.
May this new chapter
be
filled with joy, good health, peace, and countless blessings.
Yes.
You are deeply loved and cherished today and always. It's coming in from my good man, Tony.
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Kieran.
Yes.
And Kirsten. Hey, I hope I've got it. Kirsten. Okay.
That will be performance.
That's my So when I was in Tretown, he was. I think he taught us chemistry. Is that chemistry? Yeah, I think it must have been chemistry. So he was my chemistry teacher.
The chemistry is on. I can see. I can see the chemistry between them.
Tony Adegboyaga.
That's a lovely man.
No, beautiful man.
He's a beautiful man.
Serious mind. Bless you, Tony. And we bless the woman.
Yes. Now there's a message here. I support Sky 100%. The term must be 4 and not more. It rhymes. 4 and no more. We've had 4 more before. The constitution is clear. So when you plan going into office, you know you have 4 years. So you plan within the 4 years in your manifesto. You have at least 2 years to campaign. So you form your government list during this period. For example, you know first degree is 4 years. So when you go into the university, you know it is 4 years. So if you decide to go and do receipts and I'm adding the receipt. If you decide to play around and in your 3rd year you decide to be serious, you realize you may take a lower class home. So you tell the university to extend your year to 5 years. So you can come out with the first class. Sky, more fire. So Emmanuel from Esu says, no more 4 more, but more fire for Sky. This one says, the biggest question of the day, what in colonialism is to advantage? Thank you, Kaka. Can you imagine the past government having 5 years? Please! Which past are you talking? We have a lot of past. We have to... Anyway, a constitution reviewed in a rush is a constitution bound to pave way for futuristic inconsistencies and errors. What will mar the beauty of Ghana's democracy? Inherent in that white paper issued by the government. No, it was position paper, not white paper. Wow, you say... greedy tendencies that will inure to the benefit of the upper echelons of the political class. The views of the ordinary Ghanaians are not fully captured and represented in the so-called position paper by the government. Let us tread cautiously and not tamper with the constitution for populist reasons. Yakubu Ibn Chama. Did you really say that they are capping parliament at 300?
Oh, it's there in the document.
Now they said they need a new chamber. They said they need a new chamber, new something.
Meanwhile, we want a problem. People go to Jamestown.
300 VH for another 4 years. When 7,000 schools out of 122,000 schools don't have toilets in this country.
They need, if they extend the presidential term, hopefully
then they will be the toilet.
They will think about it. Hopefully. Kweku also listening to us adds to the Parkinson law thing and says, work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion.
Right.
The productivity implication of Parkinson's law is direct. If you give yourself 3 hours to write a report, you will spend 3 hours on it. If you give yourself 1 hour, you spend 1 hour. If the term is extended to 5 years, that's how long the governments will spend to do what they currently do in 4 years. Nothing will change except a longer term for those in government.
There are loads of messages as well.
Kaka put it succinctly when we were off air. You said what? It be 1 more year for the enjoyment.
That was off. Happy birthday to our own Kweku David. Today is
the original KD.
The original.
Where the party?
Exactly. No. You for bring the brothership together so we can see what's happening. Just make sure that you are properly constituted. Of course, we'll come with our own things.
Thank you for doing the listening. My name is Kayla Francisco Kakafos and Richard Delasky. Thank you. Dynamic Friday is up next. Stay with us.